going now to our starting lineup, starting with Stony Brook. At goalie, it's as usual. It's Cameron Halsall, who's making her seventh start of the season after she missed a start, allowing the freshman Haley Hunt to play in the Seawolves 15-8 win at UMBC. On the attack, Kaylin Hart leading the way, and she is joined by Taryn O'Miller. On the midfield, Kaylee Huff, Raina Sabella, Jaden Hampel, Siobhan Rafferty, Allie Kennedy, Claire Levy, and Charlotte Verhulst. So another good boost to know that Charlotte Verhulst is back in the starting lineup where she belongs. And at defense, Julia Mackey, along with Sydney Gagnon. Now on to the UAlbany side. Their goalie today is number 99, Aslan Sweeney, who has 47 saves so far this season and has allowed 58 goals. The sophomore goalie from Half Moon, New York, went to Shenandoah, had a 4-1 record so far this season as the starting goalie. On the attack, Julia Imbo, and along with her, you got number 25, Caitlin Werka. And also at the attack, Madison Conway and Kendra Harpinger. On the midfield, you got Zapolsky that we talked about, who's going to be dangerous. Kay Pascal, the freshman, the reigning America East Rookie of the Week. And at the defense, you got number 9, Clancy Rude. We also got number 21, Jordan Marr. Then number 22, Ava Katinas. And you also got two more leading the way, number 51, Eliza McCall. And number 91, Mackenzie Beam. So the UAlbany Great Danes are led by their third-year head coach, Katie Rowan Thompson, a 28-11 overall record with the Great Danes squad. And with that, she has posted a 28-11 overall. She has been with the Great Danes over the last 3 seasons, where they have made 2 America East Championship appearances after getting those America East semifinal wins. She was known for being able to bring up 8 America East All-Conference first-team selections back in 2019. She was the assistant coach at UAlbany in 2011 and 2012, and before that, won 2 NEC titles as head coach of the Wagner Seahawks. She spent some time at Syracuse as well as Lisa Miller, the head coach for the Riverhawks in last week's game. She's appeared in the All-American first team 3 times, led them to the 2008 Final Four, and led the nation in scoring with 396 points, a program record that season.
Yeah, again, a lot of things with these American East teams is that they know each other so well. You said that connection there between Miller and Thompson, who Stony Brook is facing back-to-back. Joe Spallina, obviously, everyone knows, has been around, since the start of last decade. And it kind of adds on to the rivalry, too, where, these coaches know each other so well. They know what they're going to get themselves into. So you're going to see, definitely a bit more of a tightly contested defense. You're going to see a lot of plays where there's a lot of close stick work, a lot of action. Teams might be making more mistakes than we're usually accustomed to, just because the defenders or the attackers know the counters to their opponents and are able to produce results off that. But for Stony Brook, for UAlbany, it's going to be key watching how this offense is without Sam Tortora, someone who dominated in the midfield. 75 goals, over 100 assists, 84 draw control wins. That's a big loss he got there. While defensively, Imani Hedgeman, a senior grad, is no longer on the team after producing 61 ground balls, 56 caused turnovers in 41 games played.
So we got the 26th all-time meeting between the Seawolves and the Great Danes. Stony Brook is 19-6 overall. 10 years ago, it was UAlbany and Boston University that used to be on the dominant side, but ever since Joe Spallina came in from Adelphi, he has really turned his team around.
That's a crazy stat. They were 5-6 before Coach Spallina joined Stony Brook. Since then, Stony Brook has won 14 straight games between UAlbany.
UAlbany has always been one of those teams in the America East that has appeared to be the closest to ever contesting with Stony Brook over the last few years. In the last regular season matchup here at LaValle Stadium, Stony Brook and UAlbany were contested at first, but the Seawolves eventually pulled away in what turned out to be a battle-tested weekend overall for them. It was just the beginning of a 2-game weekend that really tested the Seawolves.
Yeah, and I think a big factor for that, why UAlbany is so close to Stony Brook, is because really a lot of the talent they acquire, like Stony Brook, they acquire local talent, except it is upstate talent as opposed to Long Island talent. So you got kids from Fairpoint, you got kids from Tully, New York, Fulton, Delmar, Syracuse, Queensbury. You know, you got a lot of talent that upstate who are playing just as much as we are on the island. I think the difference is you're just seeing the chemistry between the two teams and the system implemented by the coaches to where no one has had an answer yet for how to stop Coach Joe Spallina's success in the America East.
You can pretty much be surprised about how many of these players in the Stony Brook squad had probably known each other even before they came to Stony Brook. Seeing as how this chemistry that they've been able to establish for years, Allie Kennedy and Kylie O'Miller knew each other before they started playing with each other here on Long Island. It just shows you that with the chemistry that everybody has been able to build with each other that transcends this squad itself, it shows that the chemistry to be able to build up makes for a lot of friendship and a lot of trust in each other, and that really benefits Joe Spallina as well.
Yeah, it makes these rivalry games a lot more intense too, because they know, hey, you hurt one of my girls, we're coming after you. You know, we saw it last week where Stony Brook took a lot of hard hits, and they were going to dish them right back. And America East, it says this conference action, so the intensity is definitely on that extra step. And when you got two championship caliber teams like the Great Danes, like the Seawolves, you know, they're always going to be bringing it their all. And you're going to see an intense contest today, and we are very excited to be calling it for you folks.
The last time UAlbany went to the NCAA tournament was back in 2017. Their first round game was here at LaValle Stadium against the Northwestern Wildcats. The Great Danes dropped that contest to Northwestern 15-7, and Stony Brook managed to take control of Northwestern the next day, which was their first ever second round win in program history. The NCAA Final Four and the national championship is at Johnny Unitas Stadium in Towson this year, so Stony Brook would definitely like to make another trip down to Towson, Maryland this season.
We know all about Joe Spallina and his success in the NCAA tournament, but Coach Roland Thompson has a lot of success too. She's been to 11 NCAA tournaments, 3 as a player, 6 as an assistant coach, 2 as a head coach, as well as, you know, being an administrator as well. So she's just obviously 2 coaches who have that legacy of success and have, you know, that knowledge to get those teams, you know, in the tournament. And I think today's going to be a great preview of what strengths, what assets they're going to be bringing when it comes time for playoff lacrosse.
So is both teams ready to take the field? Charlotte Verhulst at the Stony Brook logo, waiting for her opponent that she'll be facing off against. Stony Brook and UAlbany in women's lacrosse for the first time this season. After this one, both teams will be playing again at April 24th at UAlbany. Zach Wilson and Ken Fermin here at 5:04 p.m. at LaValle Stadium. Stony Brook women's lacrosse action live on 90.1 FM, WUSB Stony Brook. Caitlin Rurka will be facing off against Verhulst. Rurka with 14 draw controls this season.
UAlbany rocking the all-purple attire. Stony Brook in the white shirts, red shorts, and blue letter.
And we are approaching sunset here on the East Coast as well. As both teams are ready for what could be another preview of the America East Championship. All lace is Verhulst and Rurka, with the ref putting the ball right in the middle between their sticks, waiting for the whistle. It goes up in the air, and it's won by Kennedy. And Stony Brook will get the first possession of this game. So Kennedy right into the Great Dane zone. They'll work it around the field as they'll send it right over to Ellie Macera, who finds the right corner of the fan for Kaylin Hart. Now Macera over to Huff. She'll stay with the ball, going out to her right for Macera, waiting to make a strike. Over the right wing, may push it inside. On one-on-one, goes to the back of the cage for O'Miller. Goes over to Rafferty, shot, upper right-hand score! Taryn O'Miller with a quick shot over to Siobhan Rafferty, and she gets Stony Brook fired up in the first 35 seconds of this contest. 1-0 Seawolves.
Textbook Spallina offense. That time working around the fan, getting into the 12-meter hash. Macera noticed she wasn't going to get a clear shot in front as a result of man defense, so she tosses it back to Taryn O'Miller, and O'Miller doing a great job getting that one over the outstretched sticks of UAlbany to find Rafferty one-on-one against the goaltender from the island. And that's going to be a difference maker in this game, because there's going to be a lot of sticks out there, and we make passes a lot harder. You got to try to get those passes over the sticks rather than just trying to get it straight to him.
Taryn O'Miller, leading the team in assists this year, is the best in the conference in that category. So 1-0 Stony Brook, 35 seconds into this ball game, as Verhulst and Rurka set for the second faceoff. Ref gets the ball steady at the logo. Good sequence from Stony Brook as usual. After Verhulst faceoff that Kennedy was able to win, gets Stony Brook immediately flowing. And Rafferty, after she didn't get a goal in the game last week. And another face-off won by Kennedy, and Stony Brook with possession again. Now as they push it out to the back of the cage, Kaylin Hart with the ball. Out to the right wing is Jaden Hampel, the rookie. She'll also set it up to Siobhan Rafferty left wing. To her left for Kennedy. Kennedy and Rafferty playing with each other. Now it's Huff and Rafferty. Now it goes out to the right wing for Hampel. Right corner of the wing. It's Hampel. She'll look to push it inside. Nobody's available. Goes over to O'Miller. Looking to set up a pass. No one's available either. She was thinking about going inside, but she'll stay out to the left wing for Kennedy.
Good slide by the UAlbany defense. Not letting O'Miller cut inside the island.
And Kaylin Hart able to draw a foul as she was working in from the left wing of the arc, and she'll set herself up for a free position opportunity. Hart able to draw the contact. And with 1:13 gone by in this first half, Hart looking to get on the scoreboard too. She'll set up from the left wing of the arc. And she'll wait for the whistle. Facing off against Asplin. She'll push it down. Goes for a goalpost shot, and it is saved.
Great stick work that time from the goaltender, Aislinn Sweeney, as he said. Being able to get her stick on it, got down on a knee, and unfortunately not able to clear that one. Stony Brook getting another offensive opportunity.
Bad pass. I think the Sun may have been working with them because it's right where they would usually play offense. So Stony Brook regains control.
Sun is definitely, as Sun is setting, is dominating the left side of the field, and that's where, or the right side of the field, and that's where UAlbany really sets up their bread and butter.
Kennedy over to Rafferty. Was at the circle, and a bad pass that went too high. Yeah. It was meant for Hart.
Yeah, that's a rare mistake. As he said, a bit too strong on the pass there, a bit too high as well. Sun might be playing a small factor into this one, but UAlbany fortunate there, catch a break off a rare Stony Brook misstep.
UAlbany has yet to get themselves completely on offense, as we got the Great Danes back with possession of the ball. Allegro, the transfer from Wagner. She'll go over to Falk. Falk with trying to make the clear. She will. Gets over into the Seawolves zone. And Great Danes will set it up at the back of the cage. Sunlight blocking the numbers a little. We'll get you down with who has the ball. And it starts up with Pascal with the possession. Go over to Falk, right wing of the fan. She'll go out to the back of the cage for Zagolski. And she'll look for somebody available. Has to go out to the back of the cage. Falk with possession of the ball, 50 on the shot clock. Look for somebody inside over the cage. And she'll have to go up to a high pass that goes back to the top of the fan. To her left now, she'll go to Harbinger. Harbinger trying to work it around. Nobody's available. Almost got double teamed. She'll go over back to the cage for Falk. She gets double teamed. She has to toss it back out to Pascal. Pascal left wing of the arc. She'll dish it over to the top. And we have no whistle. And now we do. Offensive foul. Who drew that one perfectly?
That was a great draw by Kaylee Huff, and able to set her feet perfectly to set the screen and was able to draw the charge. UAlbany was looking for that offensive drive inside the middle circle, but unable to get it. However, looks like as someone was trying to clear it, the ball definitely sailed out of bounds. We'll see whose possession it is.
Well, it looked like UAlbany was able to get the ball. However, the refs say that there was too much stick contact, so that was a foul. So instead of another turnover forced by UAlbany, of course, the last few turnovers were unforced.
Coach Rowan Thompson not happy about that and wants an explanation.
Well, that's usually a play that you would see in men's lacrosse that are usually legal. So Stony Brook back in the Great Danes territory, as Kennedy will have it left wing of the fan. 26:34 left to go in the first half. Stony Brook still up 1-0. Hampel with the ball to the right corner of the arc now is Hart. O'Miller getting contact in the back of the cage, and that is a foul. And that will be against Jordan Marr. So O'Miller will set herself up at the back of the cage. Long on the S and the E. Might set up an assist. Goes over the back of the cage for Considine. It's actually Massera. Massera over to Hart. Playing along, goes to the top of the fan. Hampel over to Kennedy. Kennedy with the ball. Goes over to Massera. Massera back at the cage. Look to work it around. Has to go back out to Kennedy. And Rafferty. Good defense by UAlbany. We got Kennedy with the possession. Hampel going over inside to Massera. Tried to get a pass, but it was broken up. And we have a whistle foul call. So it looks like
UAlbany read that one perfectly. I was able to get two defenders inside to converge. I tell you, one of them was Megan Deneen, the freshman mid. It's getting first minute of action here, is able to get a stick on it, force turnover.
That's what UAlbany is going to really need to do. They need to rely on their defense being able to stop up one of Stony Brook's best players. And on a bad pass that goes out of bounds, another turnover on UAlbany.
Yeah,
And so Stony Brook will immediately get it back. And we got Caitlin Hart, actually, and she might save herself in, but the Great Danes get on defense quickly, and the ball was forced, and that is a foul. So it was right outside of the arc. So it looks like Hart will set herself up to start the play up outside the arc on the right wing of the fan.
2 goals, 2 assists last time out. 10 goals on the season. And more impressively, I think it's been her assists. 9 so far, tied for 34th in the nation.
Sarah back of the cage, on the right side of the back of the cage. She'll go out to her left for Hart. Now to the top is Kennedy. To the right wing now is Hampel. Back of the cage now, it's O'Miller with the ball. Looking for somebody available. She can't find anybody.
Albany's playing great lockdown man defense.
Really going inside as Rafferty getting a quick shot from O'Miller, and she strikes again. 2-0 Stony Brook.
And a quick pass, able to connect. Great shot. And I think it was a great move. It was all in one swift motion, but Rafferty had complete control when O'Miller was able to spread the pass from above the net, was able to strike that one down below the knees, and there was nothing Sweeney could do but look. We get another great look at that. Tremendous job by Rafferty, having the control and the direction to drop that one beneath the legs and put Stony Brook ahead by 2 over 5:15 through in this first half.
Good start for Siobhan Rafferty. Didn't get any goals last week against UMass Lowell, but it's really starting to play back into her abilities. In 2019, she was the second leading goal scorer on the team behind Allie Kennedy. Did not play the 5 games that Stony Brook played last year in 2020 due to COVID, but now that she's back, looking strong as she has ever been.
Hey, she may not have scored the last game, but last week she had 5 goals and was an offensive player of the week. So, rather 2 weeks ago, but she's always a threat to score. As on draw control, Allie Kennedy wins, taking it to the Stony Brook offensive side. Both
goals that Siobhan Rafferty has scored so far in this contest have all come from Taryn O'Miller. Talk about how she's been quite the assist machine for the women's lacrosse squad so far this year.
I mean, her entire career has just been about that battle in the X, winning it time and time again, catching goalkeepers off guard. And it's so tough to defend her because she's right behind you at all points. And you take your eyes off the players in front of you, she always finds a way to connect.
Hampel trying to spin move around the arc. Had to get a shot that was deflected, but picked up by Considine.
Yeah, tried to do face dodge there, keeping both her sticks on, going right to left inside, trying to go one-on-one from the circle, but nothing there. Stony Brook will reset the offense.
Hart trying to spin move inside. She gets hit hard on the play, and she does draw another foul, and it looks like it'll be another trip for a free position opportunity for Caitlin Hart. Another good job by Hart being able to force the contact, and she'll try a goal shot from the right wing of the arc this time.
Always a threat. Remember, Zach, behind the back goal last time out.
Hart sets herself up now. She's going to take a shot directly, and it's off the goalpost. She picks up her own ball, and with left blow a whistle, it's another foul, and she'll do it again.
That was as close to getting a goal as you could get off the top crossbar, and that one just, if it was an inch or two lower, would have been a goal.
So Hart looking to try and do it again. Has 2 free position opportunities so far today, but hasn't cashed in on either one yet. Looking to try and make it third time's the charm. 23:50 left to go in the first half. Stony Brook up 2-0 with a chance to make it a 3-0 lead. Hart waiting for the refs to give her the go. Hart being patient, waiting for her chance. Looks like the refs are ready to call the whistle for her to start making her move. From the right wing of the arc. 8 meters out from Aslin. Looks like one of the refs is coming back onto the field to make sure that it's set. Refs are taking a little time to make sure everything is all set. So Hart now ready. She'll make a move inside. Goes for a ground ball pass shot and scored. And this time, Caitlin Hart's able to get it past Aslin. Third time's the charm. Her first goal of the game. 3-0 Stony Brook.
Sweeney has not had an answer to the low shots, those ground ball-like shots Stony Brook has been firing in this contest. The last 2 goals have all come from beneath the knees, and Sweeney unable to get in the butterfly properly that time to apply it. And great job by Hart. I think everyone is expecting her to fire high, so she responds by going low and gets another goal on her incredible sophomore season. That one really, you can't get any better than that off the free position opportunity.
This is exactly the type of confidence that Stony Brook is looking to try and get through. getting it against the runner-up in the American East against a tough squad like UAlbany.
That was Hart's 11th goal of the season. And he said, put Stony Brook up 3-0, and this is the type of run we're talking about. How is UAlbany going to respond down 3? They need to respond, get a couple goals back to stay in this one. You let Stony Brook go on a 6 or 7 goal run, this one's going to be over by the end of the first half.
So fourth face-off, and this time UAlbany is the one that wins it, and it's picked up by Pascal, and that's exactly what UAlbany needed. After giving up the first 3 draw controls to Stony Brook, UAlbany able to get on offense.
Draw control battle is so crucial because you're not going to get a lot of turnovers in normal game. We've already had 5 so far in this contest.
So Falk finds Allegro. She'll go over to Zabalski. And now you got Harbinger left wing of the fan. Pushing it out to the right now is Falk. Out to the right corner. You got double team for Imbo. Left wing of the fan now, a high pass that goes over to Harbinger. Harbinger trying to go inside on a bad pass, but it's scooped up, stays in the possession of the Great Danes, and then that one's turned over as well.
Great.
This time Stony Brook's able to force it.
Great stick work that time. That one on Rafferty got her stick up as UAlbany tried to get a pass inside near the right crease, but unable to do so because Rafferty was just all over that, read the pass perfectly. And I just want to revise my statement. I was going to get a lot of turnovers. Not going to get a lot of unforced errors. That time, though, UAlbany, an unfortunate victim of a great swooping in Siobhan Rafferty.
So Stony Brook able to play well with the turnovers that they forced so far. Every time that UAlbany's had possession in the first 10 minutes of this game, they have turned it over. O'Miller in the back of the cage, trying to find a pass inside. She'll go over to Kennedy, trying to go inside the shot, and it was Considine, and her shot was saved by Sweeney.
Great save by Sweeney. She needed a stop after giving up 2 straight goals. That time able to get it. And I thought that was a brilliant play by Considine. Not someone you usually look to get you a goal, but she was able to get a great cut and a roll dodge and, did everything right except find the shot to the back of the net.
Considine was right in front of the cage against Sweeney, but Sweeney was able to read it perfectly. So UAlbany already in Stony Brook territory. As Kendra Harbinger with the ball, trying to go over to the pass that was deflected, and Claire Levy tried to pick it up. Ball is still loose, ground ball, and we have a whistle. Foul called against Stony Brook.
And that one almost picked off again. And for UAlbany, you definitely got to be cleaner, more crisper on the passes. Trying to fire these passes away, but too far away from each other. You got to definitely have closer passes, tighter passes, and definitely work on that overhand. Allegro
able to looking to resume the play outside the fan. 50 on the shot clock. 21:44 gone by. Stony Brook up 3-0. Harbinger left wing of the fan. Looking for somebody available. She'll go out to her right for Falk. Falk over to the right corner. She goes. Rafferty guarding her well. Moves over to the right wing. Trying to go inside. She'll go out to the left for Harbinger. Harbinger with possession. Trying to push it inside to Falk. Trying to get a shot that was deflected well, but we have another foul called against Stony Brook.
Yeah, that's definitely the pass you need because, trying to do those parallel passes from one end being 20 yards out to the other, it isn't going to do you any good. It's how you get picked off. Doing nice, clean passes, slowly moving the ball forward, and able to draw the foul inside the 8-meter mark.
Sarah Falk is going for a free position opportunity, 2 of 4 this season, trying to get her third. Takes a shot against Halsall, and she does. And that's exactly what UAlbany needed, as they're able to break their scoring drought after 8.5 minutes have gone by, and UAlbany is on the board. They cut the deficit 3-1.
And that was a must-score opportunity for the Great Danes. Because you're not going to get a lot of free position chances against the Seawolves team. They're the ones who usually draw a lot of free position opportunities. But at that time, I thought it was great going low because they saw it on the opposite end. Sweeney unable to counter most of those shots, below the waist, down on the ground. So she fired off a shot on the right side and just painted that right window enough to get inside the net. And he said it's a 2-goal game. And for UAlbany, it's about keeping your gas on the pedal. You got to carry this momentum and try to add on a couple of goals if you want to tie this one up, gain momentum, and try to hold down a tough Stony Brook team that's going to be scoring a lot more goals today.
Verhulst Rourke once again on the faceoff. Ball goes up in the air, and Verhulst is the one who gets it, and she gets it over to Kennedy. Just as simple as that. So Kennedy able to get it right into UAlbany territory. Stony Brook back with possession. At the back of the cage is O'Miller. Now Hart has it, going out to the right wing for Considine. Considine to her left for Kennedy. Kennedy is not on the scoreboard yet, but she would very much like to.
She's someone who can just turn on in an instant.
Considine, to the back of the cage, to the right corner now is Hart. Hart looking for a screen inside. She's able to make a spin move, and she had a goal.
The refs aren't going to count it. Blew the whistle right before, but that was a great roll dodge by Caitlin Hart. He's able to spin through the 2 UAlbany defenders and fire off sidearm shot, but a foul was called before that.
Goal won't count, but Hart for another free position opportunity. Wants to get it back. She's thinking it should be 4-1 Stony Brook, and she'll look to have another chance to make it so. From the right wing of the arc, she'll take her shot, and this one is saved by Sweeney.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been a goal anyway. He's firing, going left to right on her offhand, firing that shot. It looked like it was going to be on the right side of the net, even if Sweeney hadn't missed it. But she got her stick out there, and she's going to try to push up this offense by firing off that clear outside of the net.
And a high pass that was meant for Aliagro that went too far away from her that goes out of bounds. It's another errant pass that goes in favor of Stony Brook. And Kaylee Huff now has possession of the ball. She'll get it to Hampel. Back in UAlbany territory.
5 turnovers by the Great Danes for the first 10 minutes of this contest. And the results show on the scoreboard because they've had opportunities to try to get a couple goals in response to stopping Stony Brook, but they've been hurting themselves with a couple of unforced errors.
Constantine to the left wing of the fan now for Kennedy. Kennedy, after getting it back from Rafferty, looked to push her way in. She's about to get double teamed. She lays off. Now she hesitates. She'll move it back out. Good defense from UAlbany. Now Huff with control of the ball out to the right wing for Hampel. Hampel to Hart. Back over to Hampel. Looking to find a screen inside. She can't spin move. She'll have to go to the back of the cage for Constantine. Constantine getting hit, and she loses the ball, but she does draw a foul.
Yeah, that was the matchup we've been wanting to see. Ali Kennedy versus Kyle Zabolski. That time, unable to get past Zabolski was Kennedy. However, the rest of the Seavulls' attack still staying strong.
Constantine from the left wing of the arc on a free position opportunity herself, trying to make it 4-1 Stony Brook. Pushing down, goes for a shot, she scores! On the upper right-handed motion, it's 4-1 Stony Brook, and Constantine able to get herself on the board for the first time today.
I think you could say that was a riser, because that was definitely a sidearm swing, and at the release point, she had the stick going up. So, yeah, I'd say classify that as a riser. Either way, after going low the past couple of goals, decided to return the favor going high, and I think that's just a great strategy overall, being able, to mix and match those shots. And he said just making life hard for Sweeney and net. She's someone who's actually pretty good in between the pipes, only allows an average of about 10 goals per game this season.
That's exactly the type of response that Joe Spallina wanted from his Stony Brook crew as they retake a 4-1 lead. 19:38 left to go in the first half. Stony Brook and UAlbany trading goals over the last few minutes. And Bridget Constantine able to get her third goal of the season by being able to get on a free position opportunity after Kaylin Hart failed to get one herself.
Yeah, this was one of the concerns when we spoke to Coach Roland Thompson during the week. They said Stony Brook she said Stony Brook has a lot of great pieces in all aspects of the game, and it's so tough to target one area because there's really no weakness. And 2 of her main points was winning the draw control and limiting turnovers. 5 turnovers hurting them so far. They're trailing by 3.
For Holston, we have a stoppage of play. No face-off violation. They're going to retry the face-off.
I think the ball just fell before they were able to
well, we don't
get the drop throw battle out.
We don't see too much wind. There is a little, but I don't think it would be too much to force it on its own.
Yeah, one of the better days here at LaValle Stadium. We don't have 20-mile-per-hour winds blowing at us. Just 10 earlier today.
And Kennedy, does she win the face-off? No, the ball was tipped, and it's picked up by Pascal. So UAlbany back with control. Looking to try and get it back to a 2-goal game. Still waiting to make the clear. You got Eliza McCall able to make the clear. No, she isn't. It was jarred loose from behind by Falk, and the ball still being fought for. There's contact, no whistle, and Mackey able to pick up the ball for Stony Brook.
That's another blown opportunity for the Great Danes. That pass, not enough air on it, so she had to try to make a basket catch over behind her back instead of an overhand, which she could have easily grasped onto. As a result, she wasn't able to get a clean look on it as that ball rolled into the stick of a Stony Brook defender.
Sydney Gagnon able to get the ball right into UAlbany's zone. 18:52 left to go in the first half. Stony Brook up 4-1. In the back of the cage is Constantine. She'll get it out to Kennedy in the left wing. Still looking to try and get her first goal of the game. UAlbany defense has been stretching her up well, but that's just been allowing everybody else to get involved. O'Miller back of the cage, looking to set a play up. Nobody's available. She'll have to go out to Hart. Hart to her left for Hampel. Hampel no goals yet either. Kennedy left wing of the fan. She'll try to push it in one-on-one, trying to get a spin move, goes for a shot, and it's blocked. And the ball is picked up by UAlbany.
Yeah, UAlbany defender, I think, able to get her stick on it before it rolled to Sweeney. Sweeney able to get on her knees for the butterfly block and was able to prevent Kennedy from getting her first goal of the afternoon.
We got Sapolsky nearly hit. No fouls called to get right into
high stick there by Kaylee Huff. I could argue you call a foul, but I'm glad the refs held on to the whistle.
UAlbany in the Seawolf zone. Once again looking to try and make it 4-2 with 18 minutes left to go. The right corner of the fan. It's Allegro going inside on the pass. They tries to go for a shot, and it's saved by Halsell. Her first save of this game.
Too easy that time by Halsell. I want a line drive straight to the chest. Halsell getting her stick out in front of her and shutting down the Great Danes attack.
Well, you got to admit that is always a looks like very effective shot to make if you're anybody, but Halsell was just prepared for that one.
Absolutely.
Ample immediately subbed in, allowing Halsell to see her wide open. Stony Brook right in. Back in UAlbany territory. In the back of the cage, it's Hart. Hart, the right side back of the cage, go to the right wing for Hampel. Hampel with the ball, goes to her right back to Hart. Hart playing catch with Hampel. Hampel back with it, going to the back of the cage for O'Miller. O'Miller trying to set up a pass going inside over to Rafferty. It was poked away and it's picked up by the Great Danes.
Yeah, that one had Rafferty written all over it. Had an opening there inside the island, but just moved her stick a second too late. The ball bounced off the top of it, rolling to a Great Dane defender stick. That's
a big advantage that UAlbany is able to take advantage of it. Kendra Harpinger trying to take her shot, and it goes wide.
Nope, it went in.
Oh, I didn't even see the net move.
I know, that one, Halsell was able to get, I think, a lot of the shot on their stick, but it just not enough, and I think it literally slowly crossed over the line. I don't even think it hit the back of the net. Either way, that gets UAlbany back on the board.
So Kendra Harpinger with her first goal of the game, and it's 4-2 Stony Brook with 16:45 to go in the first.
They needed to capitalize on that fast break opportunity, and they did. Moving, I thought it was a great showcase of them moving the ball so fast, and one of the reasons why they have such a dynamic attack is because they can change from being on the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side so quickly, and it really only took a matter of seconds for Harbinger to cross midfield, get in the attack, and fight through the Seawolves' tough defense to get a goal.
Stony Brook is going to be, Stony Brook knows that UAlbany is going to be always been one of the toughest conference opponents to play against. For Holston World Cup back in the face-off.
For Harbinger, that's their 15th goal of the season. 26th point, one of the top 30 point getters in the NCAA.
Every time there's been a draw control, the team that won it was able to get a goal for the next one.
Yeah, that's why when we spoke with Coach Roland Thompson, she said draw control battles are so important. Because as we've seen, the trend has been whoever's winning the draw control battles getting the goal.
UAlbany wins the face-off after forcing a foul against Stony Brook. UAlbany back in Stony Brook territory, looking to cut it to 1 now. Falk with the ball. Stony Brook trying to step up on defense after the offense does seem to be having a little bit of problems with trying to get the passes when it comes to going inside of the arc. So, along the 20-yard line, it's a toss over to the left for Harbinger. Harbinger with the ball, left wing of the fan. She'll go to the back of the cage. Now she gets it back. Harbinger moving over to the top. Nobody's available. She's moving over to the right, almost getting double-teamed. The right corner of the fan. She'll look to push her way inside. Nobody's available. Had to go out to the left for Allegro. Allegro over to the back of the cage is Pascal. 50 on the shot clock. Pascal going back over to Allegro. Allegro to Harbinger. Harbinger with the ball. Almost made a move inside. Has to move out to the top of the fan. So dish it out over to the right near the back of the cage for Zapolsky. 32 on the shot clock. Nobody's available. Pascal getting double teamed. Lost the ball, fell down. No contact was called. And we have a shot for UAlbany that went wide, but they stay with it with only 20 on the shot clock. Harbinger left wing. She pushing inside too. And the ball was tipped, and it's picked up by Stony Brook.
Yeah,
Cameron Halsell with the last laugh.
That may even Markey who was able to get her stick up on it as that rolled to Halsell. That, I think, was the best showcase of the Seawolves defense this afternoon, because that was the most pressure they faced all game. And here in the clear, Seawolves going fast in the fast break.
And O'Miller almost had a chance to go inside. She'll go inside the Kennedy shot, score! And finally, after almost half of this first half has gone by, Kennedy is finally on the board. It's 5-2 Stony Brook.
And that, again, you credit Julia Markey, credit those defenders, making life difficult for the UAlbany attack. As following that clear by Halsell, they were able to move up the field so quickly that they caught UAlbany napping. They were up an extra player, and as a result, Kennedy was able to come from the sidelines to the field and headstrong, able to get it about 10 yards out from goal and fired a great shot upstairs to extend the Seawolves lead 5-2 halfway through the first quarter.
The 21st goal of the season for Allie Kennedy, thanks to the assist from Taryn O'Miller. That two-headed monster has finally been able to show its face here at LaValle Stadium.
One of the 15 best goal scorers in the nation following that one. And that actually breaks the cycle where the team who won the draw control gets the next goal because UAlbany was awarded that draw control win, but was unable to get it.
So Verhulst and Roca once again back on the face-offs. Stony Brook has won the draw control 4-3.
Yeah, I think the big story is shots. 10 shots by the Seawolves, only 4 by the Great Danes. However, 2 have found their way to the back of the net.
Stony Brook has tried a lot more than their opponent has, and that has allowed the goalie to be able to get a lot more experience off of it. So on the face-off, it's a high stick, and it's eventually going to be controlled, and Stony Brook with possession. It's Kennedy with it. Kennedy trying to push it inside quickly, takes our shot immediately and scores. What a fast break on Ali Kennedy's part.
Normal people ain't supposed to do that, Zach. That was a draw control win, charging that strong up the middle, about 15 yards, and she just sidearms that straight submarine like a pitcher. Is able to connect, find the slimmest of windows on the right side of the net, and gets it past Sweeney for a goal. Unbelievable, man.
11 seconds separating Kennedy's 2 goals, and like that she puts Stony Brook up 6-2 with 14:53 to go in the first half, and we have our first timeout called by the Great Danes.
And that's the thing, though. She's just so good. It's like the last game where she was held in check through the first half of the first half, and in that second half, she responded, came back from an injury that only held her out a couple minutes with a hat trick. I mean, it's unbelievable how good she is at getting to the goal and, again, helping Stony Brook get on these runs. And for UAlbany, you're really seeing the difference here, too, in, the style of play. 4 shots, as I said. They got 7 turnovers, though, and 3 of those have been unforced. So when you got almost as many unforced errors as you do shots on goal, it's it's not a recipe for victory. That's definitely something Coach Rowan Thompson is going to be talking about. Cleaning up that play. Stop trying to force so many cross-field passes. Keep it close, simple, nice and easy. Then we do it the Stony Brook way.
So this is exactly what you said, Ken. It's all about putting the pressure on UAlbany if you're Stony Brook, but being able to go on a little bit of a run. Of course, it is back-to-back goals, but Stony Brook is up to their largest lead of the day. Up 6-2, and you know that this is definitely a warning sign for UAlbany. They have been keeping themselves in the game for a little while, but Stony Brook may have started to find a recipe to pull away.
Agreed. This is their crunch time. We just thought it doesn't take a lot for Ali Kennedy to find her way to the back of the net. It really only takes her getting her stick on the ball. You could have held her in check in the first half, but if they catch you sleeping even one time, they're going to burn you, and that's going to be a difference maker. We've seen, I'd say, good defense from the Great Danes so far, but it's just not good enough against a top 5 team, top 10 team in the nation like Stony Brook. You got to play perfect through and through, and it's asking a lot, but if they want to win this game, that's what it's going to take, is getting those slides, being able to match up with the Seawolves, getting enough girls on the opposing players to where you're not going to be able to get Ali Kennedy a good look towards the net. You're going to have them rely on a secondary or a third goal scorer.
Stony Brook has also been able to win the draw control 5-3, pretty close so far between the Seawolves and the Great Danes, but what's also been key is that UAlbany, their turnovers have come when they have been failing to make the clears. They are only 4-7 so far in this contest, but Stony Brook is a perfect 5 of 5. So out of the timeout, another face-off coming up between Charlotte Verhulst and Kaylin Roca, as Stony Brook now leads 6-2 over UAlbany with 14:53 to go in the first half. Stony Brook ranked 6th in the coaches poll, ranked 7th in the media poll. UAlbany is receiving votes in the media poll. So this is why UAlbany has proven themselves to be a threat after they had a good week last week against Binghamton and Hofstra. Face-off, and we have a face-off violation. And is it a face-off violation? No, they're going to do it again. That's the second time.
I think they both violated that time.
It did look like
they both jumped their sticks right before the referee blew the whistle.
We're able to see that it was simultaneous this time rather than seeing one of them go earlier than the other. So they'll do it again, and the ground ball, draw control, and it's going to continue to be fought for. We have a foul, and it's going to be against Stony Brook. So it looked like...
Yeah, that was Morgan Mitchell, the midfielder. She bumped a bit too hard there that time. So UAlbany coming out of the timeout with draw control win.
But even with the draw controls, they still are looking down on Stony Brook as they trail by 4. But looking to try and get some more goals here. Is Imbo able to make the clear, and she gets it back into Stony Brook territory?
I mean, for me, I obviously wanted to find Harbinger, have that be your main playmaker, and obviously try to get Zapolsky and Conway involved too in that island. That 5x5 area in front of the goalkeeper. If you're able to get a player inside to get him one-on-one against Halsall, it's definitely going to increase your scoring opportunities.
And so with that, we have a shot that was deflected. And
they did just that, but the Seawolves defense able to clamp in on that, and good effort from Sean Rafferty, as well as, I believe, Levy.
Harbinger now left wing of the fan, guarded well by Sabella. She'll go out to the right for Allegro, trying to go inside to Sapolsky. Ground ball was picked up by UAlbany. Imbo with it.
Yeah,
Allegro back with the ball.
Definitely doing a lot more cutting. Definitely trying to get inside the circle.
Falk with a chance. She'll have to move out to the back of the cage after there was no room available. Good defense by Stony Brook.
25 seconds left on the shot clock.
Pascal going over to over to Falk. The ball was tipped, and Rafferty picked it up, drawing the foul after she nearly had it stripped from her, and Stony Brook forcing another turnover.
They tried to find Falk for the quick shot opportunity in front of Halsall, right in front of the goal circle, but Seawolves defense able to snip that one out. And to me, that's going to be a big factor for the Great Danes, is finding a way to get through that and find a way to overcome such a tough defense like Stony Brook, one of the best defenses in the nation.
So Stony Brook immediately gets into Albany territory. Kaylin Hart, right corner of the fan. She'll go to the right wing for Hampel. Now to the top is Miss Sarah. As a ring around the rosy between Kennedy and Rafferty. Right corner of the fan now is Hart. Hart looking to spin moving inside, getting triple team. Tried to take her shot, and she got it! Through 3 defenders, it goes past Sweeney. Caitlin Hart with a hat trick. It's 7-2 Stony Brook, 12:41 to go in the first.
Usually she stuns us with the behind the backs. That time, a literal bouncer. That time realized, hey, I got 3 defenders in front of me. How am I going to score this one? So I'm just going to dump it in between these 3 defenders by bouncing it through them. I think she may have gotten one through the wickets of one of the UAlbany defenders while it was going on, and nothing Sweeney could do but look at her team and be like, did that really just happen? Wow.
As if Kaylin Hart has not shown enough by being able to get her behind the back goals over the last 2 seasons. Now she's able to work out against triple defenders. Stony Brook now going on with 3, now starting to go with 3 straight goals. They lead at 7-2 with 12:41 to go in the first half. Very impressive Stony Brook run for them as they're able to start making some leeway against UAlbany.
This is the Seawolves team we're used to seeing winning in just about every facet of the game.
And as Verhulst had the ball in her hand after the face-off, but the ref said they're going to do it again. I guess it may have been a reason why it was just a few inches away from Verhulst's feet. So they'll do it again. Rurka and Verhulst again. Stony Brook winning the draw, controls 5-4. Goes up in the air, and Verhulst has it right inside, right in front of her this time, and able to make it.
That was a literal tip-off, just a tip-up back to the stick of Verhulst. Don't get him easier than that. And great overpass, getting it over the sticks of the Albany defender to Rafferty on the right side of the wing.
So Hart, right corner of the arc. She'll try to make a spin move. She'll have to dish it out instead to Hampel. Hampel over to Rafferty. It's actually Sarah Poulos with possession. Hampel, right wing goes to the right corner now for Hart. Thought about Old Miller back at the cage, back to her left for Hampel. She'll go to the top for Poulos. Poulos looking to set somebody up, going over to Old Miller, taking her shot and score.
Nope.
It's a
that one I think. Oh, so close to the goal, but Sweeney just able to get her stick on it and pushed it back while Old Miller was trying to push that one through the net.
It looked like there was a really good chance that would have come by. She was right in front of the cage, but Sweeney able to stay right on that. And Sapolsky getting the ball to put UAlbany back into Stony Brook territory. That was a really close call for the Great Danes.
I think all 3 of Sweeney's saves have been, literally you can't get closer than that in terms of preventing the other team from scoring.
Harbinger left wing. That's the place she always stays at. Had to go over inside. She had to get a pass over, and it may have been too high, and it's picked up by the Seawolves. Another forced turnover.
Yeah, that time just great defense clamped down on him as they had forced it over. However, with I believe that was Sarah Pulis playing on the defensive end. Turnover there, so Great Danes will get a second chance on this drive.
Hard to see how that was if the ball was tipped. But nevertheless, UAlbany back with possession after able to force a turnover. 11:02 to go in the first half. Stony Brook still leads at 7-2. Zach Wilson, Ken Fermin giving you Stony Brook Women's Lacrosse action live on 90.1 FM WUSB Stony Brook, live from Kent P. LaValle Stadium. Harbinger top of the fan, guarded well by Levy. Levy nearly got double teamed. She'll go out to the left, and we have a whistle. And it looks like it's a foul called against the Seawolves. And Harbinger will have the ball just a little inside the fan. And actually, they're going to put her at the arc for a free position opportunity. So I guess when you're inside of the fan and you draw a foul, that means it's a free position opportunity. She already had a goal in this first half off of it. Let's see if she can try and get another one. Also gets set for Harbinger. She'll take her shot, and it goes wide, and the ball is about to go out of bounds. UAlbany stays with it, but good stop by Halsell to keep UAlbany from getting their third goal this game.
Agreed. That one also might hit a post. An assist there. Great Dane's going to get a third chance now on this offensive drive. Now the reset shot clock, they can reset their offense too.
Imbo with it. Right wing of the fan nearly pushed off. No foul was called. Harbinger top of the fan. She'll look to set somebody up. Nobody's available. Going over to her left for Pascal. Tried to get her shot, but it's wide, and it's picked up by UAlbany. And we have real big contact made, and it looks like we are getting ourselves into a yellow card.
Yeah, that was Sydney Gagnon that time with the shove in the back.
No yellow card.
No yellow, so yeah. The indirect free position opportunity, but UAlbany doing everything right. It's just this Seawolves defense is just playing a step ahead of these Great Danes, preventing them from finding the back of the net or getting off a lot of these shots.
Harbinger had the ball nearly stripped, and she almost lost it, but Pascal able to save it. Falk still puts it in UAlbany possession. Now getting over a pass, tried to get a shot by one of the Great Danes, but that one went too wide.
Yeah, UAlbany has to rush it because the Stony Brook defense is clamping on him so hard. That was a quick pass right in front of the net, but as a result of not being able to set her feet, that was Falk who had to fire it wide left.
And we have a whistle, and another foul is called against Stony Brook with only 19 on the shot clock. It looked like there may have been a collision, and so it'll be Julia Imbo from the right wing of the arc to go for a free position opportunity. Imbo has not gotten, this is her first opportunity of the season. No, not much resistance. Halsell will look to try and stop this one too. 9:20 left to go in the first half. Imbo waiting on the whistle. She'll slow it down, and she'll get a shot immediately, and then we have another whistle. And it looks like it's going to be another foul against Stony Brook. No, it's not actually. It's going to be a turnover on UAlbany. It looks like it was UAlbany that was called for the foul. Imbo thought about trying to hold it off since she hasn't really seen any free position opportunities, but that may have cost her. And too much of a high pass that Stony Brook's not able to make the clear for the first time today after it went too far for Raina Sabella, and UAlbany gets it immediately back. Now Pascal with the ball. She'll take her shot immediately from far, and she scores.
Great overhand shot that time by the freshman mid, and Pascal finally getting the Great Danes back on the board. And for UAlbany, they tried so much to get it inside, and Stony Brook was just able to clamp down on it. So really, their only way of goal scoring is going to be taking those 15-yard-ish shot attempts on the wing, taking them near the meter mark. And that time it works. It's not something you really look forward to doing, but that time finally responding after Stony Brook's goal run.
Pascal making her 16th goal of the season. It's now 7-3 Stony Brook with 9:02 to go in the first.
And she's just been so impressive this season. As you said, coming into this game, 15 goals, 23 points. Is one of the best shooting players in the America East.
Stony Brook needs to get back into a rhythm offensively. They still have a good lead, but UAlbany can still threaten and come back. They'll have to be pretty much aware and keep going with the defense because they know UAlbany is also good with offense. Face off once again, and Kennedy wins it. Another big face off for Allie Kennedy to get it. And we'll see if Stony Brook can continue to fight the sun as Claire Levy able to draw a foul as she's able to make the clear. Stony Brook back in UAlbany territory, trying to get back up by 5. We are under the 9-minute mark. Kaylee Huff with the ball left wing. She'll go out to the back of the cage left side for O'Miller. She'll give it back to Huff. Kennedy sets it up to the top for Rafferty. Rafferty to the right wing is to Hampel. Hampel with no goals yet. And Hart. Can't find anybody available. No good look. She'll have to go to the back of the cage for O'Miller. O'Miller thinking about a pass. Nobody's available in the back of the cage. She'll give it over to Hart. Hart almost a good pass, but she'll have to be forced to back out.
Great Danes defenders keeping their sticks up, not letting anyone get a clear look at the net.
Kennedy at the left wing. She'll go back out to the top for Rafferty. 39 the shot clock. Right wing now is Hart. She'll push it inside the arc. Almost thought about a shot. She'll go behind it back to Rafferty with her shot, and she scores! Hart behind the back usually does that with the goals, but this time it's with an assist over to Rafferty, and it's 8-3 Stony Brook.
She is incredible. Behind the back pass to Rafferty in front of her, inside the island, and Rafferty able to connect upstairs with a great overhand shot. And again, I mean, it's so tough to stop Stony Brook offense where there's so many different playmakers and they're so creative at scoring. I mean, they do things you don't see or hear anywhere else, or virtually anywhere else in the nation.
And a hat trick for Siobhan Rafferty at the 8-minute mark. Stony Brook able to respond well.
You know, you think you've seen it all with Kaylin Hart, and then she pulls a behind-the-back assist out of nowhere. I mean, it's incredible.
That's her 10th assist of this season, and the 19th goal for Rafferty this season too. Stony Brook been doing great with being able to respond back to every goal that UAlbany has been making. So it's another face-off, and this time Verhulst and Rorka not facing each other. It's between each other, as you usually would when you're sitting down. In the face-off, we have a violation. No, they're going to do this again. And it just keeps turning on. Pretty unusual. Only a second went by. Rorka and Verhulst face-off, take 2. This is the 8th face-off upcoming between the Seawolves and the Great Danes. It's up in the air, and it's won by UAlbany. After the ground ball was loose for a bit, Sapolsky able to pick it back up. Sapolsky has 2 shots so far, and we have a whistle Stony Brook foul, as UAlbany will get across the 30, across the restraining line. UAlbany back with possession. Allegro with the ball, gets it over to Harbinger left wing. Right near she goes to the back of the cage. It's 68 on the shot clock. Getting defended well at the Pascal left wing. Over to the top is Falk. Falk to her right for Allegro. Over to Sapolsky in the back of the cage. She'll move it back out. Getting double team, nobody inside. Falk has it. Left wing now to Pascal. Pascal to the right, to the left corner. Harbinger with it. Nearly shucking loose. Half the shot clock gone by. Harbinger with some speed almost had a shot. She'll go inside over to Sapolsky, and it was saved by Halso. And we have a whistle that goes in the favor of the Seawolves.
Yeah, good job by Halso. Shot was high, and Halso was able to knock that down with her stick. Lost sight of the ball, and Sapolsky scooped that one up, but it was in the crease. So violation there, as Halso prevents another UAlbany goal.
There's no telling when the sun's going to completely set. And that would probably favor both sides and see the passes clear without the sun getting in their face. Stony Brook back with possession. Up 8-3 with 6:35 to go in the first half. Hampel right wing. Looking for somebody inside. Shot to go to the back of the cage for Considine. Considine rolling it around. Trying to find somebody available. She's been moving around. Nobody's available. Shot to go out to Candy left wing. Candy, 2-goal spurt within 11 seconds a few minutes ago. Kaylee Huff with the ball right wing. Go to the right corner for Hart. Back to her left for Huff. Huff to the back of the cage for O'Miller. O'Miller going over to... She'll keep her herself, actually. She'll fake the pass.
Good sword roll there, but unable to beat her defender.
And Hart to the back of the cage to O'Miller. She'll go out to the back of the... She'll stay with the back of the cage to Considine. Considine going back over to O'Miller. With a shot left side of the cage, and she scores! And this time from a hard-to-do angle, O'Miller on the board for the first time today. And it's 9-3 Stony Brook.
She was parallel with the left goalpost that time. First off, you gotta shout out Bridget Constantine with the great stick work. Did a nice face dodge, maintaining both hands on the stick, while also being able to work alongside the crease. And what that did was create an opening behind the cage for O'Miller to use, getting parallel with that left post, and off the catch, able to dump a quick shot through the stick of Sweeney as the Seawolves take a 9-3 lead with less than 6 minutes remaining.
And it looks like UAlbany has already made a goalie shift. Georgia Schneidereth, who has played 2 times this season, 2 starts, is going to be filling in for Sweeney's shoes after she finishes the day with 8. Actually, that last goal was against Georgia, so...
Yeah, we didn't even notice they were doing it during the last break. However, that time, regarding the shift, so Schneidereth is usually UAlbany's primary goal starter. However, she was coming off the injury list, so she missed the last couple of games. So Aislinn Sweeney has kind of been her predecessor, because this is Schneidereth's last season as a grad. So for Schneidereth, back in her usual position in between the pipes.
Stony Brook playing good game as they do against their conference opponents, looking for their 45th straight win in conference play.
Yeah, and really for these 2 goaltenders, they're similar in many ways. One just being they both allow the same amount of goals per game, which is an average of 10. So Sweeney allowed 8 during her time, and Schneidereth already allowing 1.
Draw control won by Sapolsky, as Harbinger will immediately get into Stony Brook territory. UAlbany needs to start getting some goals because Stony Brook has been looking a lot more stronger offensively. And with this pull, and with the goalie pull, we'll see if that helps them along the way. But it depends on whether or not UAlbany can limit Stony Brook's time on the offense. On the right corner is Sapolsky. She has it going over to the right wing. Trying to find somebody inside, nobody is available. She had to go to the left for Pascal. Pascal over to the left corner. She finds Harbinger. Harbinger trying to spin the move around, and she was hit. Lost the ball, and that is a foul.
Yeah, hard check that time. I believe that was on Kennedy, and it's too much there. It's going to give Great Danes free position opportunity.
Actually, no, it doesn't. It'll be started on the back. It'll start from the back of the cage for Pascal.
Indirect free position opportunity.
So I guess you could say it's a little bit of a favor for Stony Brook, as there was no yellow card either. Harbinger almost had a chance, but she was on the far right corner of the arc, so that's usually an impossible. Free position opportunity. The back of the cage. UAlbany sticking with it. 40 on the shot clock. Spolsky tried to pick it up. Allegro actually, and she draws a foul in the back of the cage, so she'll reset. Shot clock down at 38. 4:55 to go in the first half. Allegro to the back of the cage. She'll go out to the left wing for Harbinger. Harbinger trying to spin move it around Kennedy. Nearly had the ball stripped. Going over inside the Imbo, trying to take her shot. It was deflected by Halsall, and she'll pick it up.
And Halsall out of the cage, so there's 3 UAlbany defenders swerving over, trying to knock that one out. They got a deputy in that right now. I think that's Gagdon. And Stony Brook calling, I believe they drew a foul, or they called a timeout.
Halsall was drawing the foul, and she just gets a tad bit of a standing ovation from her teammates.
Yeah, you don't see that one too often. Goalkeeper doing it themselves off a great knockdown as well. So Stony Brook, I believe, using their first timeout of the half.
Yeah, I think Joe Spallina is really happy to see that one as well.
Yeah,
so with a timeout, 4:36 to go in the first half, we'll continue to keep it here. And Stony Brook is continuing to look pretty strong in these first 15 and a half minutes of this game. They lead UAlbany 9-3. Probably about what you would have expected for Stony Brook playing against the second best team in the conference. They just continue to put up the moves, and what we saw right there from Cameron Halsall was probably one of the best highlights. How often do you see a goalie drawing a foul?
I know, maybe once in a blue moon. It's incredible. I think that play really, kind of signifies the way this game has gone. Stony Brook has been able to dominate virtually every facet of the game. They've outscored their opponent 9-3. They got 5 assists. UAlbany has none. They're out shooting their opponent 15-9. The clears, they're out clearing them. They are scooping the same amount of ground balls, making the same amount of saves, winning the draw control battle, less turnovers. It's showcasing that everyone at Stony Brook has really brought their A game. And it's not a discredit to UAlbany, because you're seeing a lot of effort, a lot of hustle you would hear out of most teams, but Stony Brook just playing a level ahead of the Great Danes so far, doing a great job in terms of their stick handling, not turning over the ball too many times, doing great on the dodge, great on the slides. I haven't seen that much pick work, a lot of screens offensively, but they haven't really needed that. And defensively, I think it's even better, where you got so many girls getting their sticks up, making the approach so easy to do, the breakdown, drawing contact on their opponents, not drawing fouls, and just dictating the direction of UAlbany, which has been trying to shoot from the outside in. And they got one goal that way. Otherwise, UAlbany's offense really hasn't been the same where we've been used to seeing this season.
Stony Brook only has half the turnovers that UAlbany has so far today. UAlbany has 10, Stony Brook with just 5. They do have 3 caused turnovers, while UAlbany has 2. So, out of the timeout, it'll be another face-off between Charlotte Verhulst and Kaylin Werka.
No, they're going to...
It's actually, I almost forgot when there's no face-off. So actually, Stony Brook did call that timeout. It wasn't a foul, but also going far out to nearly draw the foul was really spectacular. So Kennedy, using her speed to outpace 2 defenders of UAlbany, gets it right back into the Great Dane zone. Hampel going over to Huff. Left wing now is Rafferty. Back of the cage is Old Miller with Hart. Should go to Hart. Right at the back of the cage, right wing is Hampel. Hampel hasn't seen any goals yet. Everybody else has been getting real hot.
And we said that about Kennedy at the start, towards the top of the game. She ended up with 2 back-to-back in 10 seconds. So
you know that if Kennedy gets hot, this whole team gets hot.
It's been that way this evening.
And Hampel nearly lost the ball, and we're waiting to see who's going to pick it up. And it will be Stony Brook, a close call, thanks to Siobhan Rafferty. 34 in the shot clock. O'Miller with it back at the cage, trying to set up a pass. Nobody's available. She'll go up to Huff, over to Kennedy, about to get double teamed. She'll take it back top of the perimeter. She'll go over to Hart. Hart to the back of the cage is O'Miller. O'Miller trying to set up another pass. Nobody's available. She'll go back over to Hart. Hart over to the top of the arc for Kennedy. And we have a foul called, and this is against UAlbany. So it looks like it'll be Allie Kennedy on a free position opportunity from just the right side at the top of the arc. Kennedy looking to get herself with a hat trick as she's trying to make a 10-2 Stony Brook. She gets raffled hard right before she had a chance to make the shot.
Yeah, that was a hard check by the Great Danes. That one going to wake up the sidelines a little bit. Both of them kind of snickering at each other. So not too happy with that one. Clancy Rude, credit there with the foul. Jordan Marr, the graduate defender, credit her with the foul. And she's going to take a seat in the penalty area.
Well, they know how tough Kennedy is. She is 10 of 17 on her free position opportunities this season, trying to get her 11th free position goal.
Yeah, I don't think it's intentional, but at the same time, indirectly at least, maybe directly, sends a message. You know, don't be going inside our island, or we are going to try and knock you down.
She'll try it down the middle, and she'll take a shot down the ground and score.
And that's an apropos Allie Kennedy response. She doesn't try to fire back against the opposing team, you know, with through battling them, you know, stick checks. It's through scoring. Allie Kennedy, another goal on the board, connects downstairs against Schneider Reef, and that time extending the Seawolves' lead 10-3. And with 3:26 left to go, UAlbany's kind of got to focus on staying involved in this one and avoiding the Seawolves from getting 3 more to start rolling the clock.
Well, this is exactly what Allie Kennedy and the Seawolves were looking for. They get themselves up to double digits as they lead the UAlbany Great Danes 10-3 with 3:26 left to go in the first half.
Yeah,
Kennedy up to a hat trick, her 11th free position goal of the season, 23 overall.
Her and Rafferty are responsible for 6 of the 10 goals Stony Brook has scored through the first half of this game.
And believe it or not, that foul against Jordan Marr was a yellow card. So Stony Brook was a man up for just 1 second right before Kennedy had the free position goal. Didn't even realize that until it was too late. But I guess Kennedy right there saying that we don't need man up if I can get a goal right down the middle. So in the next face-off, the ground ball is loose, and Sapolsky tried to pick it up. It's still being fought for, and eventually it is won by UAlbany, and that is Rude. So UAlbany back with possession, trying to make a strike back after they have not gotten anything for a little while. And it looks like one of the Great Danes was hit hard by Sydney Gagnon. So it'll be a foul against the Seawolves.
Yeah, that one, Julia Imble, the senior attack out of Bayport.
Julia Imble with the ball. She'll go out to the top for Aliagro. Aliagro looking to set it up. Goes over to the left wing for Harbinger. Had to step back a little to make the catch. Harbinger was nearly double teamed. No room inside. She goes out to her right for Aliagro. Imbo right corner. Going inside over to number 25. It was tipped, nearly intercepted. And UAlbany stays with it after it was a ground ball for a little bit. A little luck for the Great Danes after it was nearly another turnover.
They've done a good job recovering those ground balls, those 50-50 ground balls, especially after potential turnover plays. The problem has just been getting the ball inside. The Seawolves defense and midfield doing a great job preventing them.
And we have a whistle called, again, another foul on Stony Brook after it looked like Sarah Falk was trying to get a catch. Looks like it was called away from the ball, but it looks like it's another free position opportunity for the Great Danes, and Sarah Falk will be ready for the opportunity. She, as I said, coming into this game, she was 2 of 4, so it looks like she is now 3 of 5. Trying to get UAlbany back to the game. She'll take a right arc shot, and behind also she scores. And that's exactly what UAlbany really needed. They're able to make it a 10-4 game with 2:22 left to go.
Yeah, that time starting at the right side of the wing at the 8-meter mark, had to fire off a shot, fired it quickly, and going across with the overhand, I think was the perfect call there. Also expecting a shot near her left side of the post. Instead, shot was fired on the right side and just caught enough of it to find its way in the back of the net and make this a 6-goal Stony Brook lead.
It's been really important that UAlbany has been able to draw the fouls when they've been working on shot opportunities, and they've allowed themselves to get going with the free position opportunities as well.
Yeah, that one was their first one of the afternoon, and it paid off.
May have think that that's actually their second. It's hard to tell whether or not it was, but according to the stats, it is the first. So we'll let it play like that. So UAlbany able to strike back after Stony Brook was on a run. It's now 10-4 Seawolves with 2:22 to go in the first half. Verhulst and Roark once again in it. Face draw controls even at 7 between the Seawolves and the Great Danes. And the face-off, Kennedy nearly won it, and it's still being fought for. Levy almost had it, and it's still loose, and it looks like the Seawolves do get it, and it's Hampel. She was getting jarred around, and she really was. And that looks like it's going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, that's going to be a yellow on, I believe they're going to say, well, we'll figure out who later, but that one, so after the whistle, looked like Hampel took a stick to the head. You know, there's an area called circle, you know, it's towards that upper body, especially the head. You know, you try to avoid, you know, making contact with her. That's an insta-yellow. And that time it was, I believe, Caitlin Rurka who got called on it there, just making full-on contact with the back of Hampel's head.
Rurka a little frustrated that she didn't win that draw control. That's probably why she did what she did.
You know, officially it's going to be
Stony Brook man up. The Vort's ball loose, and it's picked up by UAlbany. Hampel couldn't completely make the clear. And could we see them getting a shorthanded goal? Imbo able to slow it down. There's actually UAlbany is 2 players down.
Well, for UAlbany, they actually have one women down goal this season, as does the Seawolves. They got theirs last week.
It looks like UAlbany looking more to milk this clock once it approaches halftime. 1:38 to go. There's about 11 seconds separating between the man down opportunity for UAlbany and the game clock. Still some time. It's 40 on the shot clock, so it's about 40-second differential between shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, probably they're going to sit on this, try to milk as much as that penalty time as they can, and I think they'll try to fire one shot towards the outside, maybe 15 yards out.
It's going to be pretty hard for UAlbany, especially if they're man down like this against a tough team like Stony Brook. Sapolsky tried to make her shot, and she got it!
I laugh just because they've been struggling so hard to get a goal at even strength. Now you're a woman down, and Stony Brook taking their eyes off Kyla Zabolski. That's the worst thing you could do during an extra player advantage. That time, making them pay. Zabolski with the open, clear look, cutting it inside to the island, getting about 6 yards or so outside the goal, connecting upstairs to cut the Seawolves deficit in half, 10-5.
That's the first goal for Kyla Zapolsky today. That's the 21st of the season. It's 10-5 Stony Brook with 1 minute left to go.
Zapolsky, just an incredible score. 90 points in her career entering today. 76 of them were goals. She scored in the last 27 of the last 28 games. Make that last 28 of the last 29 games now. And is one of the top 20 scorers in the nation.
Stony Brook's got to be better with the turnover because that has allowed multiple opportunities for UAlbany. Stony Brook just needs to limit the bad passes and trying to force as many more fouls as they can. So it's Sapolsky on the face-off against Verhulst. It's up in the air, and Kennedy nearly won it, and it's still being tracked down, and UAlbany gets another win. They'll try and make it a 4-goal game right before the half. Stony Brook needs to get better with the defense. UAlbany is threatening. Harbinger with the ball. She'll move over to the right side for Imbo. Imbo with the shot clock off. It's at 40. Sydney Gagnon tracking her down out to Sapolsky right wing.
There's 10 seconds separating the penalty clock and the game clock.
Harbinger trying to go inside, and the blast was intercepted and picked up by Raina Sabella. And Kennedy nearly lost it, but she's able to track it down, and Seawolves will have 20 seconds to work with. Kennedy able to pass midfield and draws a foul. She'll hurry it up quickly with 15 seconds left. Trying to get one more goal before halftime.
Oh, they're going to work inside here.
O'Miller with the ball. Fires out to Hart. Hart looking for something inside. Goes over to Conside. Tried to go behind the back. She fails. And it was an easy stop for the goalie, Georgia. And Imbo will just let it wind down, and that will end the first half. Back-to-back goals from UAlbany. Stony Brook in what looks like to be a very good contest with the Great Danes as they take a 10-5 lead at halftime.
Yeah, for the Great Danes, they got to be glad they're only down 5. Because there were several times where it looked like, had it not been for a good defensive stop or a save, they would have been down by a lot more. But Stony Brook staying on the gas early and often, haven't trailed in this game, and they've looked pretty good in just about every facet of the play, offensively, defensively, in the midfield. Past couple minutes, though, we've kind of seen a shift to where both teams are even on the draw control battle, and UAlbany needs to be able to force a couple more turnovers.
So UAlbany with the ball, and the pass was nearly blocked away, and it's picked and it stays with UAlbany. Kyle Sapolsky with the ball, has to go out to the left wing with just 27 on the shot clock. Now running around, and Sapolsky going inside. She nearly fell down, and we have an offensive foul called against the Great Danes.
Sapolsky got a great look that time inside the island, right in front of Hallstall, just outside of the goalie circle. But as a result, Seawolves defender able to do a good job drawing the foul. It actually may have been Rafferty, I believe, able to draw the charge by placing her feet there perfectly, and obviously drawing the charge. So still a 10-5 game.
Seawolves make the clear. Ali Kennedy with the ball goes out to the left wing for a Hampel. So it's Stony Brook up only by 5 as we're in half number 2. You're going to probably see the starters in for probably a good majority of this half.
Yeah, we're a minute in. Even then, we saw last week with Coach Spolina. I think the score was like 17-2 before he started pulling out his starters. So
17-3 probably.
Yeah.
Kennedy left wing, 50 on the shot clock. Working her way around, goes out to the right for Hampel. Hampel to the right corner for Hart. Hart back at the cage for O'Miller. Trying to set up a pass, nobody is available. Goes over to Huff. The ball was nearly loose, but it's picked up by Hampel. Now Hart right wing. That's 33 seconds left in the shot clock. O'Miller back with it. Trying to get to Kennedy. She was open, but she didn't get a good angle. Hampel with the ball. Almost thought about going inside, shot to go back out. And Hart nearly loses possession of the ball, and she does, and it's picked up by Sapolsky.
Sapolsky, good job getting her stick there, knocking that one away from Hart, and kick-starting the drive for UAlbany.
So Imbo will push it inside quickly. On the right wing of the arc, there's nobody available to take a shot, so she'll have to settle it out. Stony Brook having a good look, but now that they have to work with the sun, we'll see how that affects them.
Yeah, it's interesting because both teams, like the area right in front of the goalkeeper is where the sun is setting. So you got the sun right in your eyes there, but virtually everywhere else is dominated by the shadows.
Allegro over to Imbo. Now she finds Harbinger back at the cage. She'll have to move it back out. Nearly lost the ball. She has a chance to go inside, and before she had a chance, there is a foul call, and it's against Stony Brook.
Great sword dodge there. Rolling from her right, going to her left, and cutting inside, able to draw the foul.
So Harbinger back to for a free position opportunity, trying to make it a 4-goal game. Hampel will move over to the top. No resistance on the left side. Harbinger nearly hit. Will take a shot, and she scores.
Harbinger getting it done up top past Hallstall. She came charging in and really only needed 2 steps. By the second one, she was as close to the goalie's crease you could get without stepping in it, and all power on the overhand. Nothing Hallstall could do to stop that one.
And after failing a shot on their first possession of the second half, UAlbany able to do it after they were able to force a turnover on Hampel. 10-6 Stony Brook with 3.5 minutes gone by in the second half. UAlbany not out of this game yet. Using the experience they had this season against teams like against Hofstra and Boston College could probably be a reason why they're really looking sharp today. Could make that game at UAlbany all the more tough.
Agreed. And this is a team which is missing last year's senior group. You only had 4 of the 12 seniors come back. So you got a lot of talented underclasswomen here who have to step up. And for a lot of the first half, they really weren't able to do that. But really, the past 5 or 6 minutes, and even a little bit before that, dating back to the end of the first half, you're starting to see these girls kind of hit their stride and kind of get their footing a little bit. And again, to win this game, you got to keep it close because Stony Brook can easily pull away in a 5-0 run at any point in the second half.
So Morgan Mitchell will be facing off against Sapolsky this time.
Yeah, it's a good move when you realize Stony Brook hasn't won the last 3 draw controls, and they don't win this one, though.
Yeah, UAlbany able to win again. And the draw controls are really starting to help UAlbany stay in this game. And we have a foul called, and it's against Stony Brook right along the restraining line.
Again, when you're facing a team like Stony Brook that doesn't make that many unforced errors, every draw control battle is a plus in your pocket in terms of trying to convert chances into goals.
Stony Brook had a good look with the face-offs early in this game when Furholz was able to get good opportunities over to Kennedy, but that seems to have stopped for now. Allegro with the ball, going around to the back of the cage. She finds Pascal. Over to the left for Harbinger, trying to split the defense. She'll go over to the back of the cage instead for Pascal.
Good face dodge there, but Reina Sabella applying great pressure.
And she gets it over to number 25, that is Rurka, and she's able to get a goal.
And UAlbany now stepping on the gas pedal. Another goal, quickly responding here, cutting this deficit from 5 to 3. And this is UAlbany's game, creating space, drawing the defender outside of the island, and getting one of their attackers inside. That time it's Rorka, and UAlbany looking good coming out of the locker room. Stony Brook definitely going to have to try to reconvene defensively.
Stony Brook needs to get better with the needs to get better with the offense. The defense is starting to become a problem as they have not been able to force that many turnovers as they have recently. UAlbany still with more turnovers, but still.
We knew coming in, though, you got two of the best goal-scoring teams in the nation, all right? It's top 5 scoring teams. You're not going to get, or the top 25 scoring teams, you're not going to get, these low-scoring games. 10-5 just isn't sustainable. These two teams are going to come out hot, come out firing out of the locker room. It's just a matter of a win, not if.
Seawolves need to find an answer and stop UAlbany's run as they've scored 4 straight ever since Stony Brook was up 10-3. 4 minutes have gone by, and it's a 10-7 lead now for Stony Brook. It's being threatened. The face-off, and we have a violation. No, it's going to be happening again, just when Ellie Kennedy had her stick on the ball. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, these have been having issues all game. I think no matter who's in the draw control, they're both jumping just a bit too early. Problem is they keep adjusting their sticks low to try to get an advantage, and keeps knocking the ball loose.
And the face-off, it looks like it's going to be won by Sapolsky again. It's actually Rode with it. She gets over to Pascal. Draw controls have been big for UAlbany, and they're really starting to put the pressure on Stony Brook. In bull right wing, trying to find somebody available. She'll have to move out to the back of the cage.
You're going to want to see the Seawolves defense slide here. Slide, protect their attacker.
Allegro with the ball, right wing. Trying to find somebody inside. Has to go out to the back of the cage instead for Pascal. Pascal, and the pass looked like it was intercepted.
Yep, by Halsall.
And Halsall able to stop that.
Yeah, that one
if she didn't have her stick on that would have been an easy goal for UAlbany, but fortunate enough that she's able to give it back to the Seawolves.
Great read, Zach, as you're right. That was a surefire goal for the Great Danes. Halsall doesn't get her stick up. And so UAlbany didn't try getting it over the stick like they have been for much of this opening half. They've been trying to get it through the stick. That time not working. Stony Brook now on the attack.
Their second possession offensively, didn't get a goal on their last trip. They need to start getting goals and stop UAlbany from getting more momentum. Back of the cage is O'Miller, looking for somebody available, trying to fight up the sun. Left wing is Sabella. To the top for Kennedy. Hart nearly set up available. She's seeing somebody available in the right corner. That's Jesse Arline. Arline moving to the back of the cage. Now it's O'Miller with it. O'Miller goes back to Arline. Arline trying to get a pass. Nobody's available. She'll have to move out to the top for Rafferty. 38 on the shot clock. Hart nearly loses the ball.
I think having Arline's a great decision here to try to get Stony Brook some scores. So she's a great playmaker, either with her stick or finding an open teammate.
It's Kennedy on the left wing. 25 left to go. Shoot. Morgan Mitchell to the right for Sabella. Hart right corner. She goes back to O'Miller, top of the cage. To the right for Hart. Hart back to Sabella. And she's able to draw a foul. And the whistle is called against UAlbany, so it looks like it'll be Reina Sabella for a free position opportunity. And this is big because Stony Brook really needs to start getting the goals. Sabella, not any free position opportunities yet this year. This is her first. Trying to get her 3rd goal of the year.
It's quite a year compared to her recent success. 13 goals, 2019.
Sabella on the right wing. She'll take a shot, and it's saved by Georgia.
Yeah, it's a good overhand attempt, but she traded power for location, and that one just dropped to about the waist of Schneiderreef.
Already, it's a shot that went wide, and it looks like it'll stay with UAlbany. And they're calling a foul, it looks like.
Yeah, I think after the shot attempt, Harbinger may have been bumped by one of the Seawolves defenders.
So Harbinger going down the mill for a free position opportunity. Looking to try and make it a 2-goal game. And if she does, Spolina may be forced to call timeout.
Yeah, you would think after giving up 4 straight. I was a bit surprised he didn't call it on the last one. Probably thought it was too early, but I agree. She scores here. Expect timeout from Coach Spolina.
And Harbinger's shot is blocked by Halsall, and a foul's called against UAlbany after Sabella is made contact with.
Yeah, it was a great block by Halsall. Not just getting her stick on it, again, holding it upside down, but able to push that one to Sabella. She didn't just block the shot, she directed the rebound and was able to get Stony Brook that possession. So huge play there. That's really a difference maker between giving UAlbany these second chances, which they have been feasting on.
So Sabella able to make the clear and get Stony Brook back into UAlbany territory, trying to get their first goal in a little while. They still lead 10-7, but UAlbany has more momentum. Morgan Mitchell left wing. She'll go out to the top for Rafferty. Rafferty to her right for Sabella. Sabella to her right for Kennedy. Now Hart, right corner. O'Miller back at the cage to her right for Arline. Trying to set up shop. Goes over to Sabella. And another whistle. Another foul against the Great Danes.
Seawolves looking for their first goal since 3:26 remaining at the end of the first quarter.
It's been just about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so Sabella on the left wing will try another free position opportunity. She tried going for a long shot on her last attempt. Will she try and push it up this time? She will try and push it up this time, and this time she gets it! Past Georgia, and Stony Brook able to break that scoring drought. They now lead UAlbany 11-7, 7 minutes into the second half.
And that time she went with the opposite side. On the first free position chance, she went to the right of Schneider-Reef. That time, headstrong charge, gets inside the island from the circle, and held it as long as she could, and fired a shot to the left side of Schneider-Reef, getting it past her down low near her waist. And yes, snapping a 10-minute scoreless streak. Coach Spallina fired up, applauding, showing his approval, hyping up his girls on the sideline, trying to get a momentum swing here after it has been virtually all UAlbany for the last 10 minutes.
Well, they're trying to get momentum back on their side, and this is a good push. And now the next opportunity for UAlbany to get, for Stony Brook to get their momentum back is draw controls.
And I think getting these free position chances helps the team because they haven't been able to find the back of the net, just running their regular offense. So trying to draw these fouls and forcing Great Danes to create contact and make mistakes, to me that helps the Seawolves, try to improve their lead once again. For UAlbany, they're going to want to avoid making careless contact.
So Hampel will be on the draw control this time against Sapolsky, facing towards UAlbany goalie. Face off, being fought for, and it's picked up by Allie Kennedy. And so Stony Brook finally able to get their draw control win of their own, their first in the second half. And Kennedy getting rattled around, that is a foul. And she'll get right into UAlbany territory. 22:50 to go in the second
Pascal
half.
Not afraid to throw that stick in the area of Allie Kennedy, making a lot of contact. Again, letting her know they're going to have their sticks all over these Seawolves attackers.
O'Miller, left corner, goes to Arline back at the cage. And now Hart with it, trying to push it around, going inside over to Huff, was nearly hit, and no fouls called.
Contact made there, a couple UAlbany defenders converged in the area, and Huff was unable to get a shot off, and that ball just rolled to Georgia Schneider-Reef.
Julia Imbo getting the ball, tosses it over to Allegro, nearly lost it, but picks it back up, back into Stony Brook territory. UAlbany was able to force a huge turnover after Kaylee Huff couldn't get a good pass. That would have made a 12-7 lead for Stony Brook. But instead, it's still 11-7, and UAlbany might threaten. Kay Pascal left corner, looking at Allegro back of the cage as she goes to the back of the cage too. It's actually Sapolsky with it. No, it's Harbinger. Harbinger playing around the back of the cage, trying to set up a pass. Nobody was available. She'll go out to the left wing for Pascal. Falk actually with the ball. She'll go move to the top. 21:43 to go. Stony Brook up 11-7. Imbo with the ball, right corner. Trying to find somebody inside. There was nobody available. Good defense by Stony Brook as Imbo was nearly double teamed. Falk left wing now. Playing around with a stick. Going over to the back of the cage for Allegro, and she couldn't get a good pass on that, and it goes out of bounds, and it goes back to Stony Brook.
That's one where if the Great Danes lose this game, and it's only a 2 or 3 of the score margin, that's a play they're going to look at on tapes and be like, man, we should have converted. That time, an opening presented itself behind the X, but Allegro unable to maintain control of the stick and loses that ball to the backfield.
Sun nearly set. Start to play a role. There's only a little bit of shade still. It's 20:56 to go in the second half. Stony Brook with the ball in UAlbany territory. Huff over to her right for Hart. Back to the cage for O'Miller. To her right for Arline. Arline back to O'Miller. Getting nearly rattled around. Goes out to Kennedy left wing. Kennedy playing around. Goes over to the top. Tried to set up a pass. Goes over to her right for Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball. She goes to the back of the cage for Arline. 41 on the shot clock. Arline trying to set up a pass. She'll go over to Kennedy. Top of the perimeter. She'll go to the left for Mitchell. Now to her left for O'Miller goes over the R-line, takes her shot, and she scores. Lower right-handed pass. R-line's on the board, and it's 12-7 Stony Brook.
R-line is so undervalued in, the eyes of just so many of these folks, especially watching, focusing on everyone who's not really focusing on Stony Brook lacrosse, because again, she's such a great playmaker, does a lot of great work behind the X. That time, able to patrol herself, make it parallel, receiving off the catch, and doing a great job not crossing that crease while dropping a bouncer in between the wickets of Schneiderreef.
O'Miller able to latch out. Her 4th assist of this game. Is up to 5 points now. Stony Brook starting to get rhythm back by hitting back-to-back goals as we approach the 20-minute mark.
To me, that's Jessie R-line. She's the rhythm maker. You need to find your pulse. You need to try to find control, dominating this ball game. Turn it R-line. She's not going to produce at the same rate as we've seen Kennedy or O'Miller or Hart, even Hampel, but she plays a very significant role on this team, and that's just getting the basics done, getting the passes out, getting the clean looks, and converting on her scoring chances.
So Rude and Hampel on the face-off, facing each other this time on the Stony Brook logo.
And about 10 minutes gone by in the second half. Every draw control battle more and more significant.
And the face-off won by Rude. She's able to get UAlbany immediately into Stony Brook territory. They won't try and set up anything quickly. Emma will just settle it out. UAlbany has won the draw controls 11-9 so far, but they still face a 5-goal deficit against Stony Brook as 10 minutes have gone by in the second half, with Stony Brook leading 12-7. Trying to keep a little momentum on their side. We're up by as much as 7. Imbo, right wing of the fan, goes to the back of the cage for Pascal. Pascal getting double teamed. She's able to work her way around it, takes her shot up high, and she scores.
Great dodge roll that time from her. I believe that one was, a great roll dodge. Good job spinning on the move and protected the ball with her back. I was able to find a clear lane just outside the crease and connects upstairs to get UAlbany back in this one after surrendering a couple of goals. For Pascal, I mean, we praised her already, but again, creating plays, creating opportunities with her stick. And for her to do it all by herself, too, I think is pretty significant because the Great Danes have not had a lot of chances finding an open teammate for a score. It's really been a lot of these players getting the goals themselves. Only 1 assist on the afternoon, while half of the Seawolves' goals has been assisted.
Pascal has been a big threat as a freshman. As I said, she is the reigning America East Rookie of the Week, and she has 17 goals now this season. So 12-8 Stony Brook with 19:45 to go in the second half. Plenty of time between both these teams to play some good games. So it'll be Hampel and Rude once again on the face-off, facing towards the UAlbany goalie. Ball goes up in the air, and it's won by Rudy using a big high stick. And Hampel called for a foul, and Rude nearly lost the ball and is picked back up by Imbo.
I think Imbo actually went the wrong way. She thought they were still going right to left. No, you were going left to right. That time I'd be assisted by her teammates. Don't see that one too often.
Stony Brook needs to find an answer for the draw controls because ever since Verhulst came out, they haven't been really doing much. It's hard to see why they haven't really been using Verhulst for a little while. Trying to change things up probably, but who knows. Sapolsky getting double teamed. Back of the cage is Pascal against Kennedy. Go out to the left wing for Sapolsky. Sapolsky is nobody available. It's Harbinger actually. Should go to her right for Katie Futia. To the back of the cage. She'll go over to Pascal. Getting double teamed. Tried to get a pass over, but it was dropped. And ground ball picked up by Reina Sabella. Another forced turnover by Stony Brook after it was a failed attempt to make a clear assist play that would have led to a goal. And Trevalyn Rafferty gets the pick up from the ground ball. She's able to get it back into Albany territory. So they'll set up shop. In the back of the cage now is O'Miller over to R-line. Morgan Mitchell with it left wing. Kennedy with the ball to the top now for Rafferty. Kennedy and Rafferty haven't seen any goals in a little while. O'Miller back at the cage. The R-line again. Stony Brook playing around the world. Left wing now is Huff. She'll go to the top for Kennedy. They continue to play around the world. And it still works that way, but it looks like Hart is stopping that motion.
Yes, Great Danes defense. They got 2 defenders right near the crease, and the other 5 girls, not letting anything inside and playing good, really good defense for the last 10 or so minutes, even a little bit further than that.
Over to Huff. She takes a shot from our line. She scores. What an assist from Jessie Arline. Kaylee Huff is on the scoreboard, and it's back to a 5-goal lead for Stony Brook. They lead 13-8.
Tremendous pass and a great quick shot by Huff. All in one motion. Picked that one up. Maybe took half a step forward so she was just in front of the crease and connects up top on the top left window past Schneider-Reef. And again, Jessie Arline making her presence felt. As I said, not necessarily someone you'll notice too much on the scoreboard, but she gets it done. Tremendous playmaking that time behind the X, getting it to Huff, who instantly was able to connect with the score.
It was actually Taryn O'Miller with the assist, and if anything, we should not be surprised that it was actually
even
Taryn
then,
O'Miller.
that one was set up by Arline to O'Miller to Huff.
So it's 13-8 Stony Brook with 18 minutes left to go in the second half. Verhulst back at the faceoff after taking a little bit of an absence from it. It's her and Rude once again at the logo. It's up in the air, and it's a high stick, shot down, and it's controlled by the Seawolves. And this time it is Claire Levy with it. Claire Levy trying to spin it around, nearly hit, no foul was called.
I think she was holding her face, and now she falls to the ground after a shove by one of the Albany players, that being Clancy Rude, and Rude is going to take a seat in the penalty area.
Wait a second, didn't Rude already get called for a yellow card? I mean, I'm not sure if she did. I mean, she did, and that means that she's out. But it looks like she's just going to sit. That means that this is just her first yellow card. So, luckily enough for her, she still stays in the game, but she has to take a seat for 2 minutes. Claire Levy able to draw that yellow card. Stony Brook is man up.
That one Rude's first. She's joining her teammates Rurka and Amar in terms of drawing yellow cards for the Great Danes. No yellow cards drawn by the Seawolves as of yet. Not really known for drawing many penalties. Giving up many penalties.
The last time we saw something so crazy of a yellow card was Ali Kennedy getting called for 2 yellow cards in the second round loss. The last time there was a women's lacrosse tournament at Maryland, and she was out of the game. But that didn't stop her from getting 100 points on the season that time. But we'll see if she has that capability of getting 100 points this year. Coming into this contest, she had 24, and so far today, she has 3. So she has 27 as of right now, and we are nearly approaching the halfway point of the season. She wants to see a lot more progress than she is right now, but she does have a hat trick along with Siobhan Rafferty. So as Levy's setting up in the left corner of the arc.
Yeah, the indirect free position chance here.
Ali Kennedy couldn't get her way across the double team. It closed on her real fast.
Remember last time Seawolves had an extra player. It was UAlbany who ended up getting on the scoreboard despite being a woman down.
Kaylee Huff now left wing of the fan. To her right for Kennedy. She'll go out to the top for Rafferty. She'll go to the right for... Looks like there may be Erin McQuarrie with the play. She is actually in the game, getting some valuable minutes now. Ali Kennedy goes to the top to Rafferty, continuing to work it around the world, trying to find a hole inside the UAlbany defense with 57 on the shot clock. Considine with the back of the cage, out to the left for Kennedy, trying to find some open holes, nothing available yet. Still working around the world, and it's back corner now for Verhulst. There you got O'Miller with it, to Considine, gets over to Kennedy. Kennedy almost thought about a shot, she go push it inside, she gets the shot, and it goes wide, but Considine saves it.
Yeah, Schneider-Reef just able to get her stick on it and was beat. If Kennedy, I was just expecting a shot upstairs from Kennedy, instead Kennedy went down low.
I got a feeling that Kennedy may be a little more used to not too much resistance when she tries to get a shot in front of the cage.
They had a squeeze in between 2 Great Dane defenders.
Shot clock did reset, and it's at 70. And just 48 seconds left in the man-up opportunity for Stony Brook. O'Miller goes over to Kennedy, left side. She'll go for her shot, and she scores. Squiggling around and finally goes upper right-hand side. And Kennedy notches her 4th goal of the game. It's a 14-8 lead for Stony Brook with 16:25 to go in the second.
That time, doing a great job on the inside roll, being able to make it work with her stick. Brought that one down and back up on the face dodge. And is going all the way to the right side of that post. So she was able to fire a shot down low past Schneider-Reef. So a 14-8 lead here for the Seawolves. And the Seawolves who, I don't want to say were on the ropes, but were at the end of a 4-0 goal run by the Great Danes. Back in control in this one.
This is exactly the type of energy that Belina needed from his squad entering the second half. After UAlbany got back-to-back goals to begin half number 2, Stony Brook has outscored them 4-1. And Stony Brook up by 6 now with 16.5 minutes left to go. Stony Brook trying to hold off an upset-minded UAlbany team. And they've been really slamming down their experience.
That 4-1 goal run, that will happen in the last 5 minutes. You know, Katie Pascal broke up 2 straight by the Seawolves, and they responded with a couple more after that with 16:25 left to go in this ballgame.
Verhurst still has those bandages wrapped around her left knee, but that's not stopping her from playing faceoffs. Draw control. If Verhulst getting it over to Sabella, so she'll pick it up. Good, smart move. And they'll work it, and Stony Brook will work it back. And Sydney Gagnon has possession of the ball right in their own territory. Gagnon forcing her around, nearly gets fouled, trying to get away from the contact. Tried to throw a pass over, and it's
try to get it over, but unable to get it over the stick. That pass not high enough, and I believe that was Imbo that got a piece of it.
And the fact that they had to go back within their own territory, that's not something that they're used to. And Harbinger, she'll be able to make the clear. Let's see if she tries to go for a quick, fast break. And she didn't have an opportunity. She goes over to Sarah Falk, and her shot, it's saved by Halsall. And a fast break opportunity for UAlbany utterly ends. And Cameron Halsall doing her job.
Did a good job popping that one up. Save. Line drive straight towards the numbers.
I tell you this, UAlbany pretty much had Stony Brook outmatched on that route, and it really nearly caught them off guard.
That's another drive they're going to look back on the video and see. We should have scored there. We forced the turnover, did everything right, but unable to beat Halsall.
So Stony Brook will have the ball in UAlbany territory. Our line back at the cage to the left wing of the fan is Mitchell. Mitchell will go to her right for Rafferty. Stony Brook is up by 6 with 15 minutes to go, but you know that with UAlbany, you can't let your starters go out yet. They're probably going to play a full 60 minutes, just like they did the last time they had to go serious against Towson. So the right wing now is Hampel, who hasn't gotten the goal yet. Right corner, Hart, back of the cage, O'Miller. Trying to set up a pass, nobody was available right in front of the cage, goes back to our line. Now she'll go back to O'Miller. Fires over to the top for Hampel. To the right wing now is Huff. Draws a double team, and fouls called against the Great Danes. And so Kaylee Huff will be at the right wing of the arc for a free position opportunity.
For Stony Brook, they've had 8 free position shots on the game.
And Huff with a shot, and it scores! Up a right-hand motion. And she gets her second goal of the game. And it's 15-8. Stony Brook back up to their largest lead of this contest.
Straight fire on the overhand at the 8-meter hash. Just takes a couple steps and makes it look effortless. Huff, again, with the overhand fire past Schneider-Reef. Now another unassisted goal for the Seawolves. They're 7th. And Seawolves capitalizing on those free position opportunities once again.
Well, this is exactly what happens when you force Stony Brook to play a full 60 minutes of a lacrosse game. You're going to get their starters playing throughout the entire time, and you're going to get goals for a large portion of this game. Stony Brook already has 15 goals, and with less than 15 minutes to go.
And 5 of them coming off free position chances.
It's really impressive for Stony Brook being able to stay well contested against the UAlbany squad, and
UAlbany calling a timeout.
Yeah, Katie Rowan Thompson at the last second deciding to call a timeout because after UAlbany had momentum on their side entering half number 2 by hitting 4 straight goals that extended throughout the last few minutes of the first half and into the opening minutes of the second half, Stony Brook able to respond by being able to get off to the type of energy that Spallina was expecting from the squad. They know that UAlbany has always been very tricky when trying to make an upset against Stony Brook. They've always been the closest team every year, and now Spallina is starting to get his team into the right position to get what they need.
For Coach Roland Thompson, speaking of her earlier in the week, the main thing she stressed to us was that consistency. That Great Danes crew, they have the talent. They know they're capable of scoring, stopping tremendous attack games, and having good goalkeeping. The thing's just they're not consistent with it. And we saw that in play today where they started off at the bottom hand of the game for the first 20 minutes. Then they looked good towards the last 10 minutes and coming out of the locker room to cut the deficit in half and at one point make it a 2-goal game. But since then, they've lost that consistency as Stony Brook has been able to pile on in the attack and, as you said, extend that lead again back to 7 after UAlbany worked so hard to whittle it down to 2. And that's kind of the problem, too, because that's Stony Brook's game plan. They get in front to start the game. They make you work back, and then you work yourself out so much that Stony Brook just piles on the scoring once you're tired out.
So you've been really saying all of those factors as to why Stony Brook has been able to find themselves in the right position to hold off on UAlbany's momentum by being able to stave the upset, as we've been seeing a lot of that in the NCAA tournament this season. Looks like this could be a good day for Stony Brook lacrosse. The men's team got their win earlier today against the UMass Lowell Riverhawks 16-9. They're going to be here at LaValle Stadium next week when they prepare for another tough conference battle against the UAlbany Great Danes, who is starting to look pretty strong in the nation once more. And it's going to be another test that Stony Brook that Anthony Gallardi is going to have to try and get his team to pass.
Yeah, I believe 16-9 victory there. We're approaching that score here. It'd be kind of funny if both games ended with a 16-9 Stony Brook win. But yeah, that is going to be a very fun game. I'm looking forward to calling that one. And here at WUSB, we have a lot of stuff to look forward to. First off, it is Radiothon. So if you haven't already, check out ways you can donate at wusb.fm/donate. And don't forget, this time next week, we'll be in the midst of a student takeover, 24 hours of all student-branded content here on WUSB. We'll be covering men's lacrosse game for you as well. So it'll be fun to call that one. And as you said, a lot of great sports action. Unfortunately, no baseball tomorrow because of very last-second change by Stony Brook Athletics. However, sports section still on as planned. Tomorrow, 10 p.m., as it is every Sunday for the last 38-ish years.
So Stony Brook once again wins the face-off thanks to Charlotte Verhulst picking up her own draw control. Miller to the back of the cage for our line. And we're going to have something very crazy to talk about in the sports section tomorrow with what just happened with one of the breaking news in the NCAA tournament. Morgan Mitchell, left wing. She'll go to the left for O'Miller. Back of the cage now, our line. Hart with the ball over to the right wing for Hampel. Kaylee Huff getting the last goal. Morgan Mitchell and Kennedy playing around the world. O'Miller at the left corner, moving near the arc. Goes out to the right wing now for Huff. 52 on the shot clock. Our line back of the cage. Puts it back to right for Hampel. Morgan Mitchell now. And she draws another foul. And leave Morgan Mitchell for a free position opportunity for the right wing of the arc. And she'll probably look to do this quickly here. Waiting for the refs to blow a whistle.
They've been doing good getting those shots low. See if she goes back to it.
And Mitchell with her shot may have been deflected at the last second, and it is picked up by Georgia.
Yeah, that one was deflected by, I believe, Rude was able to get a stick on it. And it looked like she was going low. That time, UAlbany was able to sniff that one out.
So there's no shades now on the court.
On the field.
No excuses. No, it looks like passes here could be big. As Meredith getting a shot, and what a quick fast action motion by UAlbany. I think that looked to be Caitlin Rurka.
Yeah, that was a fast break chance if we ever seen one. Looking like a basketball game on the court. Here on the lacrosse field. As a fast break chance, 2-on-1 in favor of the Danes. And a rare misstep by the Seawolves defense. They were called napping. Great Danes taking advantage of that with a goal. And Rora off the pass, tic-tac-toe pass, able to get a shot in front of Halsall and put it behind her to back the net.
So UAlbany still with some life. They trail Stony Brook 15-9 with 13:28 left to go in the second half. Getting exactly what they needed out of that timeout after they couldn't get the draw control, but being able to get the free position opportunity from Morgan Mitchell to fail. So we got ourselves another face-off here. Stony Brook looking like their defense needs to be careful and stay on pace with UAlbany trying to go on a fast break. Always have to be very, very careful and be aware of what UAlbany will try and pull, just like they did in the last possession.
A very dynamic attack of many different ways to beat you, as does Stony Brook.
And the draw control won by Stony Brook, and Reina Sabella picks it up. It almost looked like Sabella lost it, but because of that foul, she won't have to worry about that. So you got Claire Levy with the ball, trying to cross midfield. She'll have to move it back out. UAlbany starts to putting on some pressure. There is a wide open Sydney Gagnon, and Julia Mackey won't go to her. She'll just take it herself as she crosses midfield. Being able to break away from the defenders and nearly getting hit, she does cross the restraining line and finds Allie Kennedy. Stony Brook able to make the clear with just about 30 seconds gone by on the shot clock. Our line finds O'Miller. Not much of Ellie Macera in this second half. Allie Kennedy over to the left wing for Mitchell. Mitchell starting to get some valuable minutes. O'Miller to the back of the cage for our line. She goes over to Hart tried to go over to Rafferty. The shot was blocked, and ball's nearly fought for, and it's picked up by Georgia. A big defensive stand once again by the Great Danes, able to force the pass to not be on par, and Rude will have possession on the pass from her goalie. So Rude will get a pass over to one of her playmakers, but it was errant, yet ball was picked up by number 14, and we have a whistle, foul called against Stony Brook.
Yeah, that one on Fuchsia, and Fuchsia able to draw the foul on Natalie Kennedy. So they will be starting about 20 yards out of the net.
They would have wanted probably to go further in, but they weren't anywhere near that.
Yeah, they were fortunate to be able to get their stick on the ball, as that errant pass was almost a turnover, but Fuchsia just got enough of her stick on it to roll her away. We're under 12 minutes left to go in this game.
Harbinger to the right wing for Futia. Futia going to the back of the cage. She finds Imbo. Imbo over to Rourke, trying to get a pass over to Imbo. Trying to take a shot, and she scores. It was tightly contested, but UAlbany gets double-digit goals.
And with that, UAlbany has scored double digits in every contest so far this season. Credit to how dynamic and improved this offense has been compared to recent seasons. As that time, a one-on-one battle atop the cage, won by Imbo. And for the Great Danes, only a 5.5 goal deficit of 11:42. Tough, but not impossible. They're going to have to play perfect lacrosse, though. But Julia Imbo, she's transferred from Coastal Carolina, where she scored 21 goals as a freshman and made the Atlantic Sun all-freshman team. So she's someone who, now a senior, but a lot of experience and is good at that playmaking ability, especially in front of the cage.
Can't tell whether or not Stony Brook is missing Haley Dillon at this moment. They have let up 10 goals. So we got another face-off upcoming between Verhulst and Sapolsky. Waiting for the refs to set the ball up at the logo. 11:42 left to go. Stony Brook still leading 15-10. UAlbany is still looking to threat. They are not out of this game yet. Ball goes up in the air, and Verhulst nearly had it, and it's being fought for, and it's picked up by Rude, and she'll get it over to Pascal. We have a foul call. It's against Stony Brook.
Isabella took a swipe that time on the stick. Looks like it caught the side of her face as Pascal able to draw a yellow, and a rare yellow called on Stony Brook, or I guess against Stony Brook. So Reina Isabella will take seat in the penalty area. And it's going to be a 2-minute one, so UAlbany has entire possession to try to work goal out.
Stony Brook, as they still continue to have some trouble with defense today, UAlbany is being very tough.
Well, they're definitely putting more midfielders there instead of the usual defenders we're used to, because UAlbany is just so, again, dynamic and so great at playmaking that you need some of those long sticks, those two-way players where you can force turnovers and just so you could keep up defending this UAlbany team that works just almost as fast as Stony Brook does on the attack.
On the back of the cage, Zapolsky finds Rorka, nearly getting double-teamed, has to push back out. She'll have to move out to Futia to the right wing. 55 on the shot clock. Imbo with the ball. She'll stay at the right wing. She'll move over to her left now. She pushes over to the right wing of the arc. She'll go out to Imbo, and she lost possession of the ball. The ball may have tipped the top of her stick.
Yeah, that one, a pass a bit too high. Actually, I think Imbo just got the stick up a bit too late, because that one rolled off the top of it. A rare error, one you really can't afford this late in the ball game.
Also getting pressured, but she gets it over to Sydney Gagnon after Imbo was trying to draw a little contact on her. It goes back over to Halsell. Stony Brook may be looking to milk this man down that they are at. Allie Kennedy with possession of the ball.
Gonna have to get it back to their side though, in the next 5 seconds or so.
Kennedy able to put a spin move, and she'll be able to cross midfield. Stays in bounds, nearly fell out, but she's able to make the clear.
Great tippy-toe action by Kennedy. Just walking the tightrope in between the outer sideline, and was able to maintain possession while staying in bounds. Again, impressive, and that unmatched speed really proving a difference maker.
It looks like we have a whistle called. Ref is saying something, and it's right in front of Charlotte Verhulst.
I think Verhulst trying to maybe substitute in, and yeah.
But you'll have to wait until after Kennedy has action resumed. 9:59 to go in the second half. Stony Brook leading 15-10. You can really tell it's really becoming some nail-biter.
Yeah, it is fun. Definitely more eventful than last time these two teams faced off. But, this was expected coming in. Two tremendous offenses, a high-scoring game, which we've gotten. And then these next 10 minutes are going to be crucial. Both of these teams. Stony Brook, it's about retaining the lead, not giving up many, if any, more goals. And for UAlbany, it's finding a way to go on a big 5-goal run to tie this one.
Well, I got a feeling that if you're Stony Brook, you know that if you get a few more goals and able to milk a little more clock, by having your defense able to hold on well, and that means you'll probably win this game. So Hampel has possession of the ball, actually, and it had a jar from behind, and it's picked up by Sapolsky, and the foul's called against Stony Brook.
Sapolsky's the one who's able to knock that one loose. Great Dane's about to go on a fast break.
But Stony Brook is able to get there quicker, as Imbo had to set up right wing.
Still be a player down for the next 10 seconds.
Imbo with the ball, and she'll just let it go out to the top of the perimeter.
Great defense preventing the Great Danes from capitalizing on the extra player opportunity.
Right, Isabella comes in from behind Imbo, but she'll get it over to Harbinger. Trying to find somebody inside the arc. Nobody was available. Right wing of the fan now is Imbo. Back of the cage for Fatia. Fatia guarded well by Kennedy. She'll move out to the top, to the left wing now for Pascal. Going inside, she got double teamed. Sapolsky was inside the left wing of the arc.
Sabella and Verholz Markey getting their sticks up, preventing Zapolsky from getting a look at the net. She had her back against it. Good defense that time.
Imbo with the ball. Looking for somebody inside. Nobody was available. Has to go out back to the back of the cage for Verka. Going inside. That was tipped by Halsall. But now they're calling a foul against Stony Brook.
Yeah,
Halsall just made the...
That at the same time that was going on, there's no disputing Halsall able to get her stick on the ball. Right behind it, though, UAlbany player was dropped to the ground. That was Pascal, and I think they're going to give free position chance to the Great Danes.
I don't know what to say about that, because if that save by Halsall was made before the contact, I don't know if that should be a free position opportunity. But Halsall able to make the save, and it goes right into her hands. So evidently, Stony Brook still able to get the ball back.
Another great save again, popping that one up to her teammate. Sabella right behind and catch the pop-up and gives it right back to Halsall.
Sabella nearly got triple teamed, but she does draw a foul after she got contacted. So Stony Brook getting a little bit more relief down as we're at 8.5 minutes to go. Stony Brook trying to get another goal. They were up 15. They have given up back-to-back goals to the Great Danes, but Stony Brook still in command, even though it's not as big of a lead as they were hoping to.
A big part of that, the Great Danes' attack have really woken up in the second half. Looking at the game, 25 shots by the Seawolves, 20 by the Great Danes. Remember, at one point, there was a margin of difference of about 15-4.
O'Miller goes inside over to Kennedy. Shot, and you guessed it, that is a goal. Kennedy drawing separation in front of the cage. O'Miller with a clean find, 16-10 Stony Brook.
And that's what having tremendous playmaking does. O'Miller, they're behind the X. Our line right in front. And what they did was use those two assist makers as like a disguise, where I think most of the Great Danes were expecting a pass to our line. Instead, Kenny's able to cut inside on the left wing and finds an opening in front of Schneider-Reef and gets through the goalkeeper for another goal.
And that's exactly the answer that Stony Brook was looking for, as they're able to start to get up a breather with the offense staying where they are right now. 16 goals.
5 goals by Allie Kennedy this evening, leading the game, and only on 7 shots as well. Tremendous goal scorer for the Seawolves crew. She has been a huge difference maker in being involved in this one and having such a great game.
So Verholz and Sapolsky again in the face-off, almost won by Verholz. It was right in her angle, but picked up by Sapolsky and had the ball knocked loose from behind, but she does draw a foul.
Verholz not happy with that, kind of motion at the referee. You're not going to call that. She tripped and fell. Believe she was shoved.
Sun has officially set at Stony Brook.
Beautiful sunset, by the way.
Yeah, it sure is. First evening game for Stony Brook all season long. They haven't seen an evening game in a little while. I think the last time was last year against when they hosted Towson.
Yeah.
That game did end in a 13-8 win for the Seawolves. Imbo back of the cage getting double teamed. She's able to draw it out. She gets it over to Pascal. Left wing hand side over to number 7, and she scores. That's Caitlin Sansilo able to strike back immediately for her fourth goal of the season. It's back to a 5-goal lead for Stony Brook.
Yeah, and Sancillo usually on the second line. That time, stepping up with on the first line, and the senior out of Delmar able to get it done. Finding an opening up top against Halsall, and that's big because you got 7:18 left to go, and you're still down by 5. Shows you're down, but you're not out.
Stony Brook has been allowing some open holes for UAlbany in the second half, and Joe Spalina knows that they can't have that. That it needs to be that they need to do a better job with being able to fill up the holes quickly.
And for the Great Danes, they've started to get better control of draw control, winning that slightly, 15-13, as well as the ground ball battle, 15-13. And that's it for now, but again, inching closer to matching Stony Brook's production, and that's been a difference maker and what's kept them alive. And it goes back to that consistency, though. We know, Coach Rowan Thompson knows this team is good. This team has incredible scoring ability, can put a lot of goals on the board. Can they remain consistent? Can they match that for the next 7 minutes? We're about to find out.
Rude and Sapolsky able to pick up 6 draw control so far in this game. And this draw control, and it's nearly won by UAlbany, but it's still being fought for. It's still loose. Sapolsky and Rude with Stony Brook, and we have a foul call, and it's against UAlbany, so it will be the Seawolves getting possession.
Yeah, that time they didn't miss it. Pascal knocking down Verholz's eye protection even got knocked off. That's how hard the hit was.
That was such a very important free draw control for Stony Brook to win, as they now trail in the draw controls 15-14. Kara Levy still looking to make the clear, and she able to, drawing out the double team and finds wide open Rafferty, and she gets it right into UAlbany territory. 6:53 left to go in the second half. Stony Brook up 16-11. Still a 5-goal lead for the Seawolves. A very high competitive conference battle between these two teams. Stony Brook has always seen UAlbany as one of the biggest threats to their defending titles. Kennedy left wing, to her left for Arline. Back of the cage now is O'Miller. Toss over to the other side of the back of the cage for Huff. Now you got Hampel right wing. Still no goals for her today. Kennedy to her left for Huff. Now to her left for O'Miller. To the back of the cage for Arline. Hart on the other side of the back of the cage. Moves out to the right wing and she finds Hampel. 45 on the shot clock. Kennedy will move over to her left for O'Miller. O'Miller going over to the back of the cage for Arline. She goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy to her right for Hampel. To her right for Rafferty. It's Hart with possession of the ball. She'll go over to Hampel. UAlbany putting up some stout defense. Arline going back to the cage for O'Miller. Still nobody available inside. O'Miller almost thought about going inside. She'll go over to Hampel. And she almost had a chance to go inside the arc for a clean open look, but instead she'll settle for a free position opportunity.
Great defense, doing good up to that point. Sliding, covering their girl, predicting the next passes, and successfully preventing them. Open looks inside, but another free position chance for the Seawolves.
Jane Hampel trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time today from the left wing of the arc. She'll take her shot, and she scores! Upper right-hand motion. Hampel finally gets a goal after 56 minutes, actually 54 minutes have gone by in this game. It's a 17-11 lead for the Seawolves.
Yeah, it was a 1-on-1 chance right in front of the net. Hampel just charging to the crease and getting an overhand strike through the stick of Schneiderreef. And despite the goal change, Schneiderreef has allowed more goals than Sweeney, who started, and has one less save.
Well, that goal could be very huge as we are at the 5:49 mark in the second half. Stony Brook now leading by 6. And chances of winning this game is starting to look pretty clear. All that matters now is being able to milk the clock.
I mean, it definitely looks better. But again, we got two teams who can score in an instant and go on a 3-0 run like it's no one's business in a matter of a couple minutes. And both teams, virtually all their starters, still out there on the field.
Because you know how close of a contest this gets, and Stony Brook is far from being done. Verholst helps Sabella win the draw control, as Stony Brook will get that. And it's now even at 15 between the Seawolves and the Great Danes in draw controls 1 today. Very huge accomplishment for Stony Brook after UAlbany has been looking very strong with their draw controls this season. They have done better with the draw controls against their opponent coming into this contest 68-57.
Yeah, the second best team in the nation in that category entering today. Seawolves top 5.
Arline back of the cage, almost got double team, finds O'Miller. O'Miller with the ball, going over to the left of the cage. Out to the left wing of the fan is Kennedy. Kennedy's having a good game. She has 4 goals so far. Actually, it's 5 goals. That's exactly the type of accomplishment that she was looking for in this game, especially in a game like this. She has the ball left wing. 42 on the shot clock. She steps back, looking for...
Under 5 to go here in this contest.
Time's starting to become a factor as UAlbany is starting to have some problems. UAlbany, Allie Kennedy, right wing now is Hampel. Hampel looking for somebody available, 25 to shoot. Arline able to spit around, goes over to Hampel, and another foul against the Great Danes, and it's another free position opportunity for Jaden Hampel.
Yeah, they are in disbelief that they gave up another one. Not too happy with the call, but the stick did connect with the upper body, just above top of the shoulders of Hampel on that defensive attempt.
Hampel won't even attempt it. She'll just dish it out to Huff. 18 though on the shot clock. And it's another foul with Kennedy in possession, and she'll do the free position opportunity from the left wing of the arc. Well, how about that?
Yeah,
Hampel just decides to not take the chance, and instead she'll let Kennedy have the opportunity.
Yeah, that was a great chance by Hampel. She had a good shot, sure, but an even better one in stick van Allie Kennedy.
And Kennedy, yes, there it is. She moved over to the right side of the cage and able to make a few fakes on a lower right-hand shot. And it's 18-11 Stony Brook, and Allie Kennedy has 6 goals today.
She's just so great at the inside roll, being able to cut inside on the near post and utilizing that away shot, that overhand clutch almost, where she's able to start on top and just finish underneath, and that time gain it through below Schneider's waist for the score, and a 7-goal lead with 4:30 left to go in this one. And again, who better in a time like this, in a time where you need someone to come up in the clutch, who better to find than Allie Kennedy? And again, that doesn't get started without A, drawing the fouls, and B, Jaden Hampel recognizing, yeah, I got a good shot chance here, but why don't we try to look for the better play? And that's been Stony Brook towards the latter stages of this second half. They're not trying to get that first opportunity. They're looking for the best opportunity to score, and it has been working in their favor.
Kennedy with 6 goals tonight. Taryn O'Miller with 7 assists. They combine for 14 points after Kennedy gets her 11th free position goal of the season. And on the next face-off, we have a whistle, and it's a violation against UAlbany. So Stony Brook will retake possession as we're at 4:20. You got Verholz playing with the ball. Stony Brook's win is starting to look like it's in sight, trying to remain perfect in conference play for the 45th time. Rafferty, she'll go over to the right for Hampel. It's actually Hart with the ball. O'Miller back at the cage. Looking to set up another pass probably. She'll go out instead to Kennedy. And at the left wing of the arc, a foul called away. And here we go again. It's another free position opportunity. She's about to try and make it lucky number 7. Kennedy in the left wing. She'll push it inside, and a shot was blocked this time, and it's being fought for, and the ground ball picked up by Hart.
Win upstairs. Schneider able to get just enough of the stick to push that one back, but wasn't able to get any control on it. It rolls back to the Seawolves attacker as the shot clock resets. Only benefits the Seawolves, and with 3:35 left to go, and their 7-goal lead.
70 on the shot clock, and this is exactly what Stony Brook is starting to look for. O'Miller out to the top for Huff, to the right wing for Hampel. Hart now has it, goes to the back of the cage for Arline. Arline goes over to O'Miller, shot went wide. And in this fight for the ball, and the last stick to go out far was UAlbany. Stony Brook bench complaining that Kennedy was the last one to get there.
He was literally in past the end zone. She was underneath the entrance where the players usually make their entrance, and referee's gonna say it was UAlbany. Perhaps it thinks they're calling a turnover, although I don't see it.
Well, I don't see it. I'm not sure what to think of it as a turnover. I mean, you know how these things roll. So Fortia will get over to Stony Brook territory. Imbo at the right wing. She'll go out to the left for Kapolsky. Kapolsky looking for somebody inside. Nobody's available. She'll go out to her right instead for Sansilo. Now it's the back of the cage. It's Harper. It's Pascal. Haven't seen much of Harbinger in these last few minutes.
I think that's been the biggest difference makers. They've really shut her down and had to force her to try to make cross-crease passes like we just saw now, but that one's sailing over everyone's head to the backstop. So turnover with 2:15 and rolling, and the Seawolves lead looks like it is in safe hands for the remainder of this one.
The last time it was really, really close between Stony Brook and UAlbany in any way was the 2017 America East Championship. Seawolves just got by UAlbany at home 14-12. And the last time it was a one-goal game was Stony Brook getting a free position goal in overtime or in the last few seconds of regulation to win that America East Championship too. But this will be another huge win for Stony Brook as they will spoil UAlbany's perfect season in the conference.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Really that midfield and defense of locking up players like Harbinger and forcing other Great Danes to have to step up. So you got to shout out Gagnon or Sabella, Levy, of course, and other midfielders like Rafferty and Kennedy who play two-way.
Stony Brook knew that coming into this game, UAlbany was looking very strong. Their two losses were against UConn and it was against Boston College. So there'll be another ACC opponent upcoming for UAlbany as they will host Syracuse in a few weeks.
Syracuse off to a great start to them, and then UNC is really a battle for who's the best in the NCAA. Stony Brook trying to have a statement game here. Tell everyone, hey, don't forget about us.
Rafferty tried to get a shot, tried to get a pass, but it was errant, and it's picked up by UAlbany as Rude will get it. 50 seconds left to go. Shot clock is turned off. So UAlbany trying until the very last second. Imbo, she'll go fast break. No, she'll go out. No room inside. About to get double teamed. Nobody's available. She had to go out to the right wing of the fan. Good job by Stony Brook's defense to keep UAlbany from trying to work something quickly. Of course, they would have done that if they were a lot more desperate than they're showing, it would seem. The left wing now, we have Harbinger. Harbinger with the ball. Pushing inside the arc. Spinning around, and we have a foul call. And it looks like it's against Stony Brook. And Harbinger, trying a little desperation, is just able to try and get a little last gas that she'll head to the left wing of the arc for a free position opportunity.
Draw that one on Ali Kennedy. As we'll see one last scoring attempt.
And a shot that went wide out of bounds, and Imbo was the last. But 10 seconds left to go. Imbo with the ball. Went through it quickly. On the errant pass, it was nearly picked up, but it goes right into the stick of Cameron Halso, and she'll milk out the last 3 seconds, and that will do it. Stony Brook finishes off this win in a huge way by being able to stop us upset-minded UAlbany great team. Stony Brook once again claims victory with their 20th all-time win against UAlbany. They win it 18-11. This UAlbany team was looking pretty strong and well within this game for a little while, but Stony Brook eventually started to pull away.
Yeah, this UAlbany team is not a joke. Unable to get through Stony Brook today, but they definitely put in a lot of hard work to keep this one close. Again, able to get 11 goals on the Seawolves, the most that team has allowed in conference play. Scored at least 10 goals in every game played this season. And, despite getting outscored, outshot, they did a good job everywhere else, especially after they fell behind in the game's first half of action, where they were able to win the ground ball battle. They were able to perform almost on par with the Seawolves clearing the ball out, nearly matching the draw control battle. But again, it goes back to fighting a team so tough to beat like Stony Brook, and those turnovers, those unforced errors and scoring chances that they couldn't convert on, where you look back on the tape and think, look, if we're going to beat this team in the America East Finals, we can't make these mistakes. You do that, and I think this game is a bit closer to 7 goals. But gotta tip your hat off. You gotta tip your hat off to the Great Danes for the effort and performance they delivered on this beautiful Saturday evening.
And Katie Pascal led the Great Danes with 5 points, getting 2 goals and 3 turnovers. There was no better Great Dane to get more than 2 goals today. There was Kendra Harbinger, Katie Pascal, Kaylin Worka, and Sarah Folk. They all pretty much split it out evenly, while 1 goal apiece for Sapolsky, Sansilo, and Imbo.
That was the biggest thing, too, on the attack. You limited Harbinger for 2 goals, Sapolsky for 1, 2 of them coming off double-digit point performances last week. Absolutely great job by the Seawolves defense. The aforementioned defense we already named. Add Julia Markey to that as well. But again, That's one of the best defenses in the nation, being able to hold studs like that to just 4 points on the evening today.
Yeah, and star performance again for Taryn O'Miller and Allie Kennedy. The way they played their game today is exactly what makes them look like the star players in the nation. Allie Kennedy, reliant on the goals today, hit down 6 when going 7 of 9 for her shots on goal. And for Taryn O'Miller, just 1 goal, but what her real story was the 7 assists that she laid up. Lucky number 7 for her. 14 combined points between O'Miller and Kennedy, and that is really what gave Stony Brook that life. Draw controls in the end, barely won by Stony Brook, 16-15. UAlbany owned that draw control battle for some of the second half, but Charlotte Verhulst able to give players like herself and Allie Kennedy those draw control wins that really proved to be effective in Stony Brook being on offense for most of this game. So with that, Stony Brook will now move to 6-2 overall. They advance to 3-0 on the conference. They, along with Vermont, the last 2 teams perfect in the America East. Steelers will stay home for the last of their 3-game homestand as they will be hosting the Hofstra Pride led by Alyssa Perella on Thursday night. Game will be at the same time. It will be at 5 o'clock. While for UAlbany, they dropped to 5-3, 2-1 in the conference. And their next game will be on the road again, and it will be at Drexel at 3 p.m. Same day as well. So, we're going to sign off. Thank you for joining us for this Empire rivalry clash. The Stony Brook Seawolves hit their 45th straight win in conference play as they take down the UAlbany Great Danes 18-11. Be sure to listen into the sports section tomorrow night at 10 p.m. where we will give you all the updates on this past week, including a preview of Monday's NCAA tournament game for the Stony Brook Seawolves women's basketball team. But for Tatasha Nelson in the studio, this is Zach Wilson and Ken Fermin saying so long and have a great rest of your evening, ladies and gentlemen.